What's up everyone, how are you all? Today we are back with another blazing Naruto story. What if cold Naruto hates Konoha council bashing? If you enjoy then please like, share and do comments. Naruto had always been cold. It hadn't earned him any friends, but at least it kept people from breaking his heart. Betrayal and cruelty were what they did after all. How he cursed his fate. Oh, he once tried to change them and proclaimed himself future Hokage, but that was a joke. He knew they would never accept him. So, he trained for the day they betrayed him for the last time, when he would either strike back or leave forever. Now the Hokage had issued him a mission. After they passed him over for promotion, he was angry, but nothing pissed him off more than a traitor in any form. His mission? Work with the current generation to retrieve Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto would do this, but that didn't mean he would be happy. No, he would remain cold. Perhaps you should stop holding back Naruto. Bring back the brat and they will be happy, I don't doubt. Maybe happy enough to stop hating you. Naruto shakes his head. I will bring him back, Lord Jubi. But I doubt they will be happy either way. Unless he comes back peacefully, they will no doubt blame me for the slightest scratch on their precious traitor. Well, I don't claim to know humans, Naruto. Only what would make sense. Their hatred for you is not rational, but it is understandable. You are my only contact with a human on reasonable terms in over 1,000 years, and you sometimes confuse me. If I was prideful as most people, I would take pride in those words, but best not to apply what you know of me to other humans, Lord Jubi. With or without you I am different than most. Most would say I am detached from humanity or that I am psychotic, but no. I am healthy in all aspects. I feel just the same as anybody else, I just choose not to act on those feelings. I have been hurt too much to risk it. Jubi nods. I only hope you find peace, my friend. Nobody deserves to be alone. Least of all one like you. You say I should not project what I know of you onto them, but I don't just see the way you act, or you mind, but your heart and soul as well. You are purer than you think. For that reason and that alone I remain sealed. You know I could break this seal if I chose, but no. Instead, when you are ready, I intend to make you my successor. All I ask is that you try not to let heart be frozen. Find somebody to trust, somebody to love, for without that life is hardly worth living. Not even for me. At those words Naruto's eyes widen and he almost stumbles. Shikamaru looks back at him. Something up, Naruto? Naruto returns to his cold state a moment later. No, just distracted. Let's continue. Shikamaru nods and rushes ahead, but he knows something is on Naruto's mind. The new Chunin is a genius after all, and despite his cold attitude Shikamaru has known Naruto a long time. Distraction is something he does, not something that happens to him. They didn't get far before they were caught in an earth dome. Damn, caught in a trap. Neji activates his Byakugan and looks at the wall of the dome. It is draining our chakra. A voice outside the dome laughs. That's right, peons. As you get weaker, I get stronger. Your chakra will be mine. Shikamaru assumes a crouch with his hands in a circular handseal. His thinking pose. Naruto glances at him. There is no need to that, Shikamaru. Everybody looks at Naruto like he's grown a second head. Shikamaru frowns. What do you mean? He wants our chakra, right? What if the chakra he gets doesn't agree with him? I'm sure Neji knows what I mean. Neji nods. You speak of that strange chakra you used in the exams. It felt wrong. I don't know what it is, and I was told not to ask. Naruto nods. Personally, I no longer care if everybody knows what it is. The adults already do and hate me for it. The reason you all don't is so that you can form your own opinions of me, not clouded by that hatred and the reason for it. But I ask what good that has done when half the village's younger generation already hates me without knowing why. I ask you what purpose it serves when I no longer care if I gain your friendship nor that I want it. I suppose it matters little at this point, as I won't say. Either way, just give me a minute to gather what I need to break us out of here. Neji and Shikamaru nod, already guessing the means, but the others frown in confusion. Naruto assumes a lotus position and closes his eyes to meditate. Lord Jubi, may I use your chakra please? Naruto, you know you don't need to ask. Even if this seal wasn't designed to allow you to use it freely, I would allow it. I know, but I feel it would be wrong to do so without permission. Then you have it. And Naruto, call me Shinju in the future. For that is my true name. Outside the seal Naruto smiles, causing all present to gasp. Naruto's smiling is something they haven't seen in a long time. But as quickly as it came, it is gone. Naruto's features return to their cold state before they all feel a rise in power. Naruto rises and so does the pressure in the dome. He walks toward the wall and pushes the chakra into it. A scream is heard outside the dome before it collapses. Outside they see the larger member of the Sound Four bleeding from the eyes, nose, mouth and ears. He's dead. We best hurry. This won't be the last of them. 30 minutes later. So, Fatso bit the dust, huh? Didn't even slow you down and you don't have a scratch on you. Fucking knew he was weak but didn't think he was that weak. Shikamaru and Choji step up. Leave her to us. You all continue on. Naruto looks at Shikamaru. Are you sure? This would go faster if we all rushed her. Shikamaru shakes his head. You did your part on the other one, but they are here to slow us down. Nothing more. Go. Naruto nods and they rush ahead. You fucks think I will let you go? Choji expands his hand and slaps her in the head. Your fight is with us. Rest of the mission up until Naruto encounters Sasuke goes same as canon, so I won't bother with that. You won't stop me, Dobi. I'm going to Orochimaru and he will give me the power I need. You seem to think I care, Uchiha. You are operating under the thinking we are friends, rivals, or that you have some sort of emotional bond to me. If I was Sakura, you would be right, but I don't care. All that matters is my mission. What is your mission? Naruto body flickers to Sasuke and surprises him with a gut punch much stronger than he thought Naruto was capable. He spits blood and falls to the water below. You are my mission, Uchiha. This is not a sparring match or a fight. This is me beating you unconscious and dragging you back to the village. Sasuke grits his teeth. No, I can't be stopped. I'm an Uchiha elite. I must avenge my clan. Sasuke activates his curse mark but Naruto hits him again, knocking him into the feet of the statue of Madara Uchiha. And you would be free to do so when the man is considered a criminal missing nin with a bounty, but your thinking is wrong. Your whole reason for hunting him down is to restore your clan's honor and then to rebuild, but in leaving the village like you have and worse to join a known criminal you have become what you hate. Something I hate. A traitor. Sasuke chuckles and his seal progresses to the second stage, turning him into a bat-like creature with hands for wings. So, you do feel something. Naruto tilts his head. I never claimed otherwise. I feel like anybody else. But I have felt the pain of betrayal too many times to allow anybody into my heart. So, I become cold. I choose not to care. I feel. I understand and I move on. That is Naruto Uzumaki now. The mask is broken. It doesn't matter, Dobi. I will kill you and gain my brother's eyes. Naruto nods. The Mangekyo. Gained by killing somebody you see as a brother or your closest friend. Tell me, does it work if I do not feel the same? Sasuke shrugs and smirks. Let's find out. Sasuke moves at high speed and creates a Chidori aimed at Naruto's heart. Naruto catches Sasuke by the wrist, surprising him. He breaks the wrist, then stomps his left leg, shattering the knee before using his free hand to hit him in the diaphragm, knocking the wind out of him. Naruto finishes by breaking his jaw, knocking him off balance before a chop to the back of the neck knocks him out. Naruto looks over the body of his fallen teammate and feels nothing. For the first time he is completely without emotion. Noticing Kakashi arriving behind him, he looks at him. I wonder if this is how Danzo makes his root kill their emotions. I might be cold, but this is the first time I have felt nothing. Kakashi nods and checks Sasuke's pulse. It's part of it, yes, but not the whole thing. You might not feel anything right now and there might be good reason for that, but you still understand emotions and friendship, right? Still capable of it? Naruto nods. Not that I intend for it to happen, but yes, I understand and am capable of all that. I just don't want it. Kakashi nods and places a hand on his shoulder. And that is how you differ from a root agent. They are drones with no desires but to serve Danzo. No understanding of emotion but what they need for a mission. Naruto nods and picks up Sasuke before moving to go back the way they came. We best go notify the rest of the party of Sasuke's capture. 1 week later in the council chambers. You did what? A rather fat man on the civilian council sneered. We went to the daimyo and voted to exile the demon. Tsunade is furious and one step from slaughtering the council. That's treason. Anbu. An Anbu appears behind the man and snaps his neck before disappearing. The doors open, admitting Naruto. The council has summoned me. Tsunade looks at Naruto with a tear in her eye. Before we get to that, I should notify you as to my decision on your teammate's fate. He is to be permanently sealed and medically neutered. The Uchiha die with him. The civilian council shouts in outrage before Tsunade silences them with a bout of intense killer intent. Ki. Naruto shrugs. Good to know our work wasn't in vain then. A traitor is punished and Orochimaru is denied the Sharingan permanently. Danzo smiles. While I lament the loss of such a useful tool, I am more upset about losing such a perfect shinobi. Naruto tilts his head and looks at Tsunade. The council, more specifically the civilian council, went over my head to the fire daimyo to have you exiled. Naruto does something nobody expected and something that makes Tsunade freeze in fear. He smiles. A gangly man smirks in satisfaction. Lady Tsunade, I think you broke him. I don't think he understands. Tsunade shakes her head. I think he understands perfectly. Better than you do if I am right. Naruto chuckles. Lady Tsunade is correct. You see this as getting revenge. Getting rid of the demon. A punishment. I hate one thing only. Betrayal. My life has been full of it. People acting like friends only to sell me out or hurt me. Lord Third was my friend, then I found out his secret. The Ichirakus were my friends, but then on my 10th birthday they sold me out to a mob to save their failing business. They both had good reasons and I forgave them, but I no longer trusted them. Only Lady Tsunade has any real trust from me. Lady Tsunade, am I correct in my assumption that with my banishment comes the conditions that my citizenship to Konoha is revoked along with my shinobi status? Including all laws regarding my status and heritage? Tsunade smiles slightly and nods. Then your latest betrayal has only hurt yourselves. A stoic white-eyed man frowns slightly. What do you mean, Naruto? First, a history lesson. Before there was chakra, people were at constant war. Only one rule was adhered to by all. Nobody was to eat of the fruit of the Shinju. But in order to make peace, Kagura Otsutsuki did just that and was the first to gain chakra. She used it to lead the people to peace. The Shinju accepted this as a just cause and allowed it. Soon she had two sons, Hagoromo and Homura. They also had chakra. However, soon Kagura became paranoid. She thought the people would steal her power. She waged war. In an effort to stop her, the Shinju fought her, but she absorbed it and became the 10-tailed Jubi. Her sons, seeing her madness, sealed her within Hagoromo. He became what we now know as the Sage of Six Paths and later traveled the world teaching his ways, which would later become Ninshu, then ninjutsu. Finally, he had two sons, Asura and Indra. On his deathbed he named Asura his heir. Indra, believing himself superior, waged war on his brother. That war continued through generations and their descendants, Senju and Uchiha. However, before he died, Hagoromo used his power to divide the power of the 10 tails into 9 beasts with their own minds. The body of his mother remained a monstrous husk which he sealed within a celestial body of his own creation. The moon. It is there to this day unless somebody managed to break the seal. Throughout the ages the tailed beasts have been sealed into people many times. And each time a small portion has been left behind. It has been assumed it is reabsorbed by the relevant Biju later, but no. The strongest gets it, the 9 tails. In previous Jinchuriki it was sealed using a simple seal which would simply keep it imprisoned. However, when it was sealed 15 years ago, the 4th used Reaper Death Seal to seal half of its mind and power within himself and an 8 trigram seal to seal the rest in me. With only half its mind and with the control of the masked man wearing off, the Shinju's mind was able to surface. Since that time, it has been absorbing several kinds of chakra through the seal to reconstitute itself. I am not the Jinchuriki of the 9-tailed demon fox, but rather the god tree Shinju. That is my first secret. The second is my heritage. My parents' names were Kushina Uzumaki and Minato Namikaze. A pink-haired woman shrieks. Lies, you are a demon taking the form of the 4th Hokage. Naruto nods. That's the lie you tell yourselves to justify your abuse, but consider. You revere the 4th for his sealing, correct? The counselors nod. And yet you have no faith or knowledge of his sealing skills if you believe he failed to seal the demon correctly when you were told by the 3rd exactly what his intentions were and what happened. I am Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, son of the Yellow Flash and Red Hot Blood Habanero. Tsunade nods. It's true. Jiraiya is his godfather and I his godmother. I also have the documentation to prove it. Naruto nods. Now for the kick. Before their deaths, my father owned the controlling interest in approximately 70% of the weapons businesses in Konoha, and every last seal you use here is either designed or derived from a seal my parents owned the rights to. As their only heir, those rights now fall to me. As my citizenship has been revoked, they no longer are allowed to function within Konoha. As my shinobi status has been revoked, I can leave Konoha and go anywhere, and you cannot label me a missing nin. At this time every member of the council pales. They have just put Konoha in an economic recession and there is nothing they can do about it. Oh, by the way, Lord Hiyashi. You are aware your eldest daughter has feelings for me, correct? Hiyashi nods. I have encouraged it. It seems her feelings for you have inspired her to become stronger. All to gain the courage to confess to you. Though I was not aware you knew. Naruto nods. I do not feel the same, though I appreciate her kindness all the same. As such, I wish to give her one of her dreams. The caged bird seal was designed by Uzumaki Seal Masters and given to the Hyuga upon the understanding it is not changed or abused. It seems the Hyuga clan disregarded that agreement. As the last heir of the Uzumaki royal line, I hereby revoke the Hyuga's rights to that seal and take it back. When you return home after this meeting, you will find every seal on every branch member gone. Hiyashi sheds a tear and smiles in gratitude. Thank you. I have hated that seal all my life but could never do anything about it. Naruto nods. I do not trust the Hyuga as a whole, but you and your family will always be welcome in any home I make as long as you retain my trust. Hiyashi rises to his feet and bows before returning to his seat. Now I believe the standard practice is 1 week from the time of notification to leave. I have much to do before I can go. Businesses to close and my father's home to pack. Naruto turns to leave, replacing his cold demeanor until he is surrounded by Anbu with blank masks. I'm afraid I cannot allow that boy. For the good of Konoha, I cannot let you leave alive. You are a threat. Tsunade screams at Danzo. Danzo, you snake, how dare you? It's all right, Lady Tsunade. Naruto turns to look at Danzo. It seems you were not paying attention to my story, or you would not have wasted time or resources. Danzo narrows his eyes. What do you mean? The Shinju is the origin of chakra. All chakra. That means all things related to it, including Keki Genkei. What is the most famous and powerful Keki Genkei to come from Konoha? I'll give you a clue. The only known user has a relative in this room. A lazy-looking man smiles a little, knowing the answer. Such a drag. You mean wood style, don't you? Naruto nods. As expected of Inara. Yes. Now do you really think your root are up to the challenge of fighting somebody with wood style? Naruto shakes his head. Let me answer for you. Suddenly wooden spikes erupt from all sides of Naruto's body, skewering the root Anbu, killing them instantly. Naruto then feels a tingling in the back of his skull. Oh, using Shisui Uchiha's eye to cast Kotoa Matsukami on me? You don't learn, Danzo. I said all chakra-based skills belong to the Shinju. Lady Tsunade, if you would please ask your Anbu to look under those bandages? Tsunade nods and orders her Anbu, who take hold of Danzo. The council is disgusted by what they find. A Sharingan in his hidden eye and 10 more in his right arm, which is white as the root of a tree. 11 Sharingan. Unless you are Uchiha, that should kill you, unless, the eyes on his arm are sealed by that manacle. And I sense wood-styled chakra in that arm. Orochimaru's work? Infusing the cells of the first Hokage. Genius but disgusting. Where did you get the eyes? Oh, of course, the Uchiha massacre. That must mean you planned for it, which meant you knew it was going to happen ahead of time. Shisui's eye was probably taken personally, as I doubt the man would have let anybody weaker than him take it before destroying it. The other is probably with Itachi. Well then, I guess that means the massacre was sanctioned, so Itachi is innocent. I guess Konoha gets an Uchiha after all if you can find him and convince him to come back. Though with what you did to his brother, I doubt it. Naruto turns to leave. See ya. 3 days later. Naruto has had clones running around closing up businesses he now owns, except a very small few who were fair to him, which he sold for a fair price to those who ran them. Naruto is found sitting on top of the head of the 4th Hokage, watching the village who betrayed him. Something you all want? Sakura, Ino, Hinata, Tenten, Neji, Kiba, Lee, Shikamaru, and Choji, Anko, Kurenai, Hana, Yugo, and A3 Anbu stand behind him. Yugo steps forward. Is it true? You've been banished? Your heritage and you pulling more than half Konoha's funds? Naruto nods. Besides a few who were always fair to me. I sold those to their proprietors for a fair sum. Tenten nods. Thanks for that. Dad says sorry he couldn't help more but that stupid law. Naruto nods. Appreciate it. And I want to say thank you to you, Yugo. I know you had your orders not to stop them until real damage was done, but I know you did all you could. Yugo raises an eyebrow. You knew it was me? Naruto nods. I never forget a chakra signature. Though at the time I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't know until recently. Sakura cries. Why did they do this? Fear Sakura. They let fear get in the way of reason, and my defeat of Sasuke was the final straw. They did what they had to in order to get rid of me. The daimyo is aware of my parents, but they lied to him and labeled me a demon. He didn't want an execution just in case, but an exile was easy enough. It's also why I am only exiled from Konoha and not all of Fire Country. Amusing to think his court thinks him nothing but a vapid man, but I would bet he was aware of everything from the start and saw this as a way to free me. He was a good friend to Dad after all. Hinata smiles. Why, you knew of my feelings, didn't you? Naruto nods. I don't feel the same, Hinata, make no mistake. Naruto turns back to look her in the eye. But you are one of the few people I would consider a friend. Somebody I trust. That's why I did what I did. Neji bows. Thank you. Naruto nods. Protect your family, Neji, and I will consider it even between us. Neji nods. Ino smiles. Where will you go? Naruto ponders a moment. I consider joining another village. Kumo may be considering how they treat their Jinchuriki, but no. It would be stepping into the same situation again. No, I think I will travel a while and train. Then go to Uzushio and rebuild there. See if I can find some of my scattered clan. Ino smiles and looks back at her friends who nod to her. When you settle in Uzushio, would you welcome us in our clans? Naruto whips his hair around in shock so fast it's a blur, and the look on his face is priceless. I'm sorry, I must have misheard. Could you repeat that? Ino giggles. Glad to know you're still human under that cold shell. Truth is, with the exception of the more stubborn members of the Hyuga, most of our clans have been quite upset with your treatment over the years, though we only found that out yesterday. We also hate what this village did to you, and we are preparing to leave it. We would like to join you. Naruto looks down. 6 people. That was what I was prepared for. 6 people offering to resign and abandon clan and village for me. I would have said no. But this? I have no idea how to take this. An Anbu in a tiger mask steps forward. Some of the Anbu feel the same. Lady Hokage has given us free rein to leave with you to aid in your training, and if we wish to stay with you after permanently. We know of a few Anbu who have hurt you in the past, of course, and this has hurt your trust in us, but know you have our respect. A mouse-masked Anbu giggles. After all, what other genin could prank Anbu headquarters and not be caught? Naruto smiles a moment at that. I hold no mistrust for Anbu as an organization. The masks of those who hurt me are memorized, and I know each of you have their own. I do not trust you, but only because I do not know you. You are welcome to join me. As for the clans, Naruto sighs and shakes his head. I don't know. Tell you what, let me train for 5 years, then when I see the state of Uzu I will send word on if I will allow it. Anko grins and hugs Naruto from behind. Naruto remains cold, causing her to pout. You mind if I join you in your training? Naruto turns his head, their eyes and lips only an inch apart, causing her to shiver in anticipation. Why? Anko looks down at the village. When I was a genin, Orochimaru took me as an apprentice. When he abandoned the village, he gave me his seal and left me for dead. The village treats me much the same as you when they dare. I hide my pain behind a mask much like you used to. Truth is, it wouldn't take much for that mask to break, and then either my mind breaks with it or I kill myself. Either way I would hurt the few friends I have. If I go with you, I can be myself with somebody who understands. I could become stronger without fear and help you to do so. And your friends? Won't they feel betrayed? Kurenai smiles. Not at all, Naruto. Hana, you go, and I wish to join you as well. We are Anko's only close friends. We also have much we can teach you. Naruto looks back into Anko's eyes and sees the honesty there. He smiles, causing her to blush. Hinata speaks highly of you, Kurenai. I'd trust you. Hana is well known as the most loyal of the Inuzuka, and so has my trust. Yugo already has it. And yes, Anko, I understand and trust you. Of course, I have no objections to your joining me, but I do have a question. If you only Kurenai has a genin team. Until I settle, if you come with me you won't be able to help them. What will be done about that? Sakura grins. Lady Tsunade is taking me as her apprentice. So Kakashi-sensei is without a team and can take them. Naruto nods but frowns. Have you informed Lady Tsunade of exactly how little he taught us? Sakura nods. She said it was on orders from the civilian council, but she will be correcting that mistake and having him monitored so he trains them properly. Naruto smiles. Good to know something good came from all this for the Leaf. I may not like the people, but this was my home and my family's home. Sakura nods. In that case Kurenai, I have no objections. Pack well as we leave in 4 days. Kurenai nods. Shikamaru steps up. It's a drag, but instead of letting us know in 5 years, what if you went to Wave first then to Uzu? Naruto looks at Shikamaru thinking on what he said. You mean ask the people of Wave to help rebuild it and invite the clans to establish an economy and work for a new rebuilt Uzu? Shika nods. It would let things move faster and would leave you free to do as you need while proving loyalty of those who make it all possible. Naruto ponders as the sun set. Not a bad plan. Could work. It would also mean I could send any Uzumaki I find there right away instead of either having them tag along or wait in hiding. Shikamaru nods. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah. Those who know Shika all anime fall. Naruto nods. Okay, give me a couple weeks to see if it's possible and I'll start negotiations with Wave. If it all works out between them, me and the clans I will send for you all. Shikamaru smiles. Anko frowns. I understand Tsunade is Hokage and can't come, but what about the old perv? Isn't he like your godfather? Naruto nods. If you could call him that. Legally he is, but given his neglect and his failure to train me instead of controlling his urges, he does not have my trust, which leave him 2 options. Stay as a Konoha ninja or leave Konoha. Given how he is the Leaf spy master and has not trained a successor, he is essential to the Leaf. They won't allow his retirement, so if he leaves, he will be labeled a missing nin. Of course, I wouldn't put it past him to drop off the map with no word or just live on Mount Myoboku with the toads, as nobody could get to him there but me. But then he would have to give up on peeping or risk being caught. Sakura frowns. You seem like you have a lot of this planned out and have accounted for nearly everything. Shadow clones are a wonderful tool. I can't get into a library for the same reason I can't go shopping, but a shadow clone under transformation can. Anything my clones learn I do when they pop. I learned that just before we went to Wave, and since we got back, I had them learning everything they could, from jutsu to politics to village policies and laws. Not to mention I have a primordial god in my mind, more than willing to share experiences. Choji and Kiba frown. That's what that chakra on our mission was, wasn't it? Shika, Neji, you knew? Both nod and Shikamaru groans. I don't know about Neji and I didn't know about Shinju, but I figured out about the 9 tails being sealed and I suspected the 4th being Naruto's dad. Neji nods. I suspected something along those lines but couldn't confirm anything. That's what you meant about understanding the burden of a seal you bore your whole life. Naruto nods. Anyo, why would the Shinju share its knowledge with you so freely? Naruto turns his head. You have been informed of the story I told? About the origin of chakra? Hinata nods. When the Jubi was split, each part gained sentience and personality. They were meant to be guides for humanity, but they each grew slowly, fed up with this for various reasons, and eventually grew to embody one of the most prominent emotions we display. For the 9 tails, more than the other, that emotion was rage. Though mostly peaceful, when Madara summoned him and controlled him to fight Hashirama, it was the last straw. Had Mito Uzumaki not sealed him in herself that day, he would have gone on a rampage then. When the time came, his seal was transferred to my mother. However, it weakens during childbirth and a man ripped him out of her and once more controlled him with the Sharingan. You all know that day. What you don't know is, unlike the Biju, the Shinju is not a being of pure chakra. It had a physical body which was sealed along with the Jubi. I am in possession of only his chakra and his mind. So, if I die, he is released, but without a body he dies too. So, it is in his interest to train me. That said, it is also to his benefit. He doesn't understand humans, so by staying with me he learns more about us. I will tell you more about it all in 5 years if I see you then, though. Hinata nods. By the way, Hinata, it might interest you to know the Otsutsuki family were the progenitors of all Dujutsu with one exception. The Shinju has its own Dujutsu, but the Sharingan, Rinnegan and Byakugan all came from Kagaya originally. So that explains the rivalry between the Uchiha and Hyuga. It also means the Hyuga, Uchiha, Senju and Uzumaki all share common ancestry. You and I are distant family. Neji and Hinata's eyes widen at the implication. Just thought you might find the fact interesting. Fascinating. Hinata nods. Anyway, I have a lot to do. I will see you all in 4 days. Naruto heads towards the Namikaze mansion. He has packing to do and training in his father's techniques as well. Arriving at the mansion, Naruto widens his eyes slightly. Well, nice place you had, Dad. There is a genjutsu around this place. If you didn't know it was here, you could not find it without perfect control of your dujutsu. A feat only Madara and Hagoromo have accomplished to my knowledge. Naruto mentally nods. Well, better get started. Naruto created 100 shadow clones. Explore the place. Find everything you can of interest. Be careful of seals. Note anything you find for me. I need some sleep. Got it, boss. The clones get to work, leaving Naruto to head to the master bedroom. The master bedroom. A perfect mix of sea green and dark orange with some blood red mixed in. A king-size bed which looked soft as a cloud and handmade. In fact, something Naruto noticed was nearly everything in the house was handmade. The closet held copies of Minato's famous Hokage outfit along with several smaller copies which made Naruto think they were made for him, which made him frown. I can live with an outfit honoring my father, but I will not be a carbon copy. There was also a number of women's clothes on the other side. Some rather classy dresses and some battle kimonos along with a couple of outfits which looked like something a housewife would wear. Naruto noticed something strange though. A distinct lack of shoes. It seems his mother did not participate in the common women's obsession of shoe shopping. Naruto smiled. Seems mom was in no way a common lady. On the bed was 2 scrolls which he somehow missed. On blood red with the Uzumaki swirl and the other sea green with the Namikaze crest. He opens the Namikaze scroll and finds it is a letter from his father. Dear Naruto, if you are reading this, I am dead. If you haven't guessed or been told, my name is Minato Namikaze and I am your father. I am afraid there was not much time to prepare this as I am about to fight the Kyuubi. For what it's worth, I am sorry for having to do what I now must. I hope your life has been all I hoped and that you have been treated as a hero. Kushina, your mother, says I am naive and am condemning you, and she may be right. I just hope she is wrong. If I am wrong, though, all is not lost. Within this house you will find all the jutsu, knowledge, weapons and wisdom we could find from both Uzumaki and Namikaze clans. All we had is now yours to do with as you wish. That includes my own fortune, which now should be substantial. Could probably ruin the leaf if you left with it, but if you feel the need to do so, then the leaf I loved is gone anyway. No matter what, I only hope you find your happiness and live well and long. No, we are both proud no matter what you do. Goodbye, my son. Minato Namikaze. 4th Hokage and yellow flash of the leaf. Naruto lets the letter drop. Dad. Obviously, he loved me, but for some reason I feel nothing for him. Understandable. You feel hatred for what he did to you and leaving you alone, causing all your pain, but it is offset by the love you feel for him. This can either cause the scales to tip one way or another for most people, but you accept a calmer and colder attitude, so the emotions create more of a void of emotion. Apathy. An emotion for when you feel nothing. I hope you don't fall into the same trap most gods do, Naruto. Even feeling nothing but rage is better than feeling nothing for anything. Naruto nods. If that ever happens, I promise I will begin looking for a worthy successor, because I know on that day, I will have failed. You have been a true friend, Shinju, and for you I will try to open my heart and mind to others even if it brings me pain. But it will take time. Just remember, there are those who love you. Even if you live forever, as long as you don't cut yourself off, there always will be. Naruto smiles. You say you know little about humans and emotions, but seems to me you know more than I do. Naruto takes up his mother's scroll as he now knows it is. Naruto, my dear son, do you know who I am? I wonder. My name is Kushina Uzumaki and I am your mother. If all has gone as expected, then you are the container of the 9 tails as I was. For this we are sorry. Your father hopes that the villagers treated you as a hero, but I have my doubts. People fear what they do not know, and nothing is as unknown as a demon or the sealing arts. Regardless, I hope you live your life filled with love. For people like us, love is most important. Without it we are alone in despair, and that leads to pain and devastation. Remember, no matter what, your parents love you and we are proud. I am sure your father told you what is in this house, but I left some other special things as well. You will find them in the library and armory. In the event something happens and Konoha is no longer an option, I also rigged the house with seals which would pack it all up in a large sealing scroll. The array is by the front door and keyed to Uzumaki blood. Your godfather believes peace in this world is possible and may try to use you to accomplish it as a so-called child of prophecy. Don't let that pervert talk you into anything you don't want. Live life how you want. As all true Uzumaki do. We are as uncontrollable as the tide. A wild as the whirlpool. The maelstrom for which we are named. And remember, when you finally do arrive in the afterlife, I want to hear about all my many grandchildren. Hee, but not too soon or else. Love you, my beautiful son. Kushina Uzumaki, Red Death, Princess of Whirlpool, and Red Hot-Blooded Habanero of the Leaf. Naruto drops the letter with tears in his eyes and a sad smile on his face. Then thinks of his mother's last line and blushes before passing out. In the afterlife, wild laughter can be heard far and wide. All across Konoha a number of girls begin to blush and giggle, though nobody knows why. 3 days until banishment. Naruto wakes to a clone shaking him. We've catalogued everything we could. It's in the scroll on the living room table. Naruto nods. Well, at least no packing is needed. Thanks, you can all dispel now. The clone pops and Naruto groans. Damn it, so many seals in this place and only a few of them I know of. Mostly blood seals and the packing array. Well, at least that gives me time to look at my parents' library and armory. Naruto frowns thinking of the wardrobe. But before that, I think I need a change in wardrobe. I really have taken the orange a bit too far. With this in mind, he heads into the market district and is suddenly hit with the memories of one of his clones having trouble with a shopkeeper refusing to cooperate and change his course. 5 minutes later, he arrives at a small but well-maintained weapon shop. Stepping inside, he is greeted. Welcome to the Black Dragon Weapon M. The store owner glares at him. I told your clone and I'll tell you. I ain't closing up. I don't care if you owned 100% of it, I don't deal with demons. Firstly, I only own about 60%. Controlling interest, yes, but just barely. Secondly, I am aware of your policy and it is exactly why I was trying to get you to close. Thirdly, I am not a demon. I am a Jinchuriki, the definition of which is one who has a demon sealed within them. I am the jailer, not the demon itself. I also have some suspicions about your motivations. The man narrows his eyes. What do you mean? I mean that as much as you always refused to sell to me, you were never rude, abusive, or otherwise disrespectful. The fact you are now being this belligerent and not even attempting to convince me to negotiate makes me think this is not your idea and you are either being pressured or coerced in some way to hinder me. Mostly likely by the village council. The man looks decidedly nervous now. Why would the council do that? I would think they would want you gone. Not stop you from leaving. Naruto nods. And that was their plan at first. Until my heritage came out and the fact I can ruin this village's economy. Now I suspect they tried to hinder me, either to keep me here, stop me from taking what's mine, or to find means to keep me from leaving on time so they have an excuse to execute me. Honestly, as much as they tried to keep me stupid, once I started to learn I realized how easy to predict they really are. Naruto looks at the storekeeper with his cold eyes for a moment while he sweats. I'll make you a deal. Some of the storekeepers I dealt with fairly over the years I have allowed to keep their businesses by buying me out at a reduced cost. Tell me exactly why you are being difficult, and I will give you the same offer, and if you are in some kind of trouble, I will do my best to help. The man relaxes a bit but still stays nervous. How much are we talking here? Naruto nods, having expected that. Well, I own 60% of your business. At my calculations, to buy me out would cost you about 8 million ryo. I would let you go for, say, 2.7 million. About a week's sales for you if I am right. Then you would outright own this place. On top of that, because you do and the village is not managing my shares due to me inheritance not yet being mine, the council would no longer have a say in how you do business. Well beyond standard practice and fair price range anyway. The man's eyes widen. That would let me hire more help and allow me to widen my range of wares with less red tape. But the council said if I didn't hold you off for the week they would close me down and revoke my licenses. My family would also be brought up on charges for debts they trumped up. Naruto nods. Like I said, predictable. Easy enough to fix though. Since the council no longer controls my interests by proxy, they no longer have a say in your business beyond the bare minimum. That's my right now. So, unless your store is implicated in a crime and proof is provided, they can't close you down. As to licensing, it's a bluff since that's handled by the Hokage. As for your family, give me the name or names of the council members who made this threat and I will fix it. The man nods and looks at Naruto in gratitude before writing down 2 names and handing it to Naruto. I'll have your money and the papers to sign in 2 days before you have to leave. Naruto nods and turns to leave but pauses at the door and creases his eyebrows. Tell me something. Putting this whole demon thing aside, what do you think of me? The man raises his eyebrows before thinking carefully. Truthfully, you seem smart, kind and reasonable, but you also come across as cold, apathetic. It's intimidating. I see. You might notice I wasn't always like that. My attitude became cold because I wanted to distance myself. To stop all the pain. It seems that did little to stop people fearing me though, thank you. Naruto walks out, leaving the man feeling guilty. He whispers to himself, this village doesn't deserve you and I don't deserve your forgiveness or kindness. Hope you do well, kid. Naruto creates a shadow clone and hands it the note. Take it to Lady Tsunade. Tell her about this and make sure it's handled. The clone nods and runs towards the Hokage tower. Naruto heads to a shinobi tailor's he knows will help him with his clothing problem. The iron kimono. Ah, Naruto. Thanks again for letting me buy you out. That debt to your father was always troubling me. What can I do for you? Hello, Fudo. It's fine. Yugo told me a while ago if I ever needed new clothes you would not discriminate like many others, so I figured dealing with you fairly was only right. Fudo nods. Your parents were my best customers and my closest friends. How could I not treat their son right? Only wish that damn law didn't prevent me from approaching you for that reason. Naruto gives her a small smile. Until now I doubt it would have helped with my obsession with orange. Fudo smirks. And yet you still managed such feats of stealth wearing it. That said, I'm sure I could have found something for you. Kami knows your mother also loved orange. Red too, but I think that was a clan thing. Naruto folds his arms. Yeah, I saw the bedroom. Anyway, as it turns out I am here for a wardrobe change before I leave the leaf. Oh, anything in mind? I want to honor my parents but not be a carbon copy. Seems my dad had a number of smaller versions of his outfit made for me, but it doesn't quite fit my style. Ha ha ha, yeah, as much as you look like him. He never understood the clothes don't always suit even if a person looks nearly exactly the same. Your shoulders are broader than his, for example. Your face slightly more angular like your mother's once she lost the baby fat. Your hands slimmer too, much like your mother. I guess you always had trouble with kunai and shuriken throwing? Yeah, besides written tests it was not my best activity at the academy. Your mother was the same. I suggest more wrist flick, a looser grip and more power. The academy teachers seem more suited for boys with big hands and more muscle. Thanks. Anyway, let's get you outfitted. 1 hour later Naruto walked out in a new outfit. Chainmail shirt down to his wrists colored black. Deep red colored armored vest. A black coat with orange flames around the bottom similar to his father's but sleeveless and with a 10-tailed wolf on the back in white and storage seals in the pockets and inside. Black Anbu pants with red spiked shin guards. Blue shinobi sandals. Black fingerless gloves with metal plates on the back. And finished with a burned orange sash for his waist. A lot of women were drooling and men staring on his way back to the mansion. Halfway home he sighs. Seems the council worked over a few more people on this. Naruto changed direction to the Hokage tower. As he walked in, he heard shouting from Tsunade's office and decided to wait. You can't allow him to do this, Tsunade. He'll ruin the leaf. As is his right, Drake. Legally there is nothing I could do to stop him anyway. Besides, after all you people did to him, I think it's fitting he does this personally. Naruto smiles and walks in. You also might notice a pattern if you looked closely at which shops I forced to buy me out and ruined and which ones I was fair to if you looked at their business practices. Every single one closed down or in debt is one which refused me service or sold me shoddy goods at exorbitant prices. I also have received word today that the council is interfering in my business. I don't care why, but it stops now. That said, I am sympathetic to your reasoning and I admit my thinking has been a little petty. So, I tell you what. I name Lady Tsunade or when not possible Shizune as my proxy. I will notify all businesses I have stock in of their debts to me and leave the list here with the Hokage. Instead of going into debt or out of business, those who owe me can pay off their debt in installments of 10% per month. With a small amount of leeway. Within 12 months all debts should be paid, and everybody stays open. I will also send messenger toads every so often to deliver paperwork. No undue damage done. Everybody is happy. The man eyes Naruto with a twitching eyebrow. I don't like it, but it is reasonable at least. And doesn't ruin the leaf. I apologize. I let my temper run me and didn't consider the leaf as a whole. I don't want to ruin the village my father sacrificed himself for after all. Drake nods. Very well. I withdraw my complaint, Lady Hokage. Tsunade nods with a smile and Drake leaves. That was well handled, Naruto, but you don't expect me to believe with all you proved in the council chambers that you didn't think of this ahead of time. Naruto smirks. Well, as much as it's true I don't want to ruin the leaf, it's not because of Dad but rather because I don't care. That said, it wouldn't be right to let everything go without somebody paying the price. All the worst ones are out of business or so far in debt they will take years to recover, and nothing will change that. A couple managed to negotiate, putting their personally opinions of me aside, so I gave them an out. And those who have helped me or remained neutral got full ownership at a big discount. After all, just because I distance myself emotionally doesn't give me the right to screw over good people. Tsunade chuckles. Glad to see you aren't frozen over yet, Naruto. Naruto frowns a bit. Shinju urges me not to. He says he wants me to open my heart to others at least a little. Mom left a letter saying much the same. Tsunade nods. Now what's this I hear about half the clans leaving the leaf? I didn't expect you to hear about that for a couple years yet, or at least until plans were finalized. Nothing is definite yet anyway. That said, if it happens it won't be all at once. Like I said, I don't want to ruin the leaf. It's just that the clans involved feel the council has gone too far in what they did to me. And to you. Besides, I will ensure the clan heads know that those who do not wish to leave will be allowed to stay. Tsunade nods. Thankfully Danzo is out of the way, so he can't make trouble on this. The old crones will once they find out though. Naruto waves a hand in dismissal. Let them. Nothing they can do about it. When the clans joined Konoha they did it on the promise that they could leave peacefully as a whole at any time and for any reason. I expect the biggest problems from the Hyuga, Nara, the Aburame and the Akamichi clans, to be honest. Why? I mean the Hyuga I get cause of their council and the views of the main house, but the Nara, Aburame and Akamichi? Akamichi because they own most of the biggest restaurants and eateries in town. Aburame because of their bug colonies. It will take time to acclimate them to new environments. And the Nara because of their deer. It's not easy to transport them over large distances and will take time and planning. Tsunade folds her arms on her desk. You've given this a lot of thought. Naruto shrugs. I had clones taking inventory last night of my dad's house and one or two of the clones got distracted thinking about it. By the way, why Anbu? With Akatsuki after you I wanted to make sure you were protected. Because the Hokage directly controls Anbu without any input from the council, all I had to do was ask for volunteers. I figured this way you would be protected and could get some extra training in various arts. The others all came to me and asked to join once they heard from Yugo. The council had no objection to the others? Tsunade smirks. Kid, they are the ice queens of Konoha. Even if the council objected, they know they could make their lives hell in one way or another. Everybody knows. Never piss off the ice queens. Naruto smiles. Shinju seems happy. I've been smiling more recently than I have in years. Can't really help it though. This whole chain of events just seems like so much fun. Who ever thought politics could be so amusing? Ha-sensei would be laughing his ass off. That said, you don't have to deal with the complaints and paperwork. Naruto shrugs. You never considered using shadow clones? Tsunade frowns before scowling and slamming her face into the desk hard enough to break it, causing Shizune to rush into the room to find Tsunade on the floor crying in a fetal position and Naruto rolling around on the floor laughing his ass off with tears in his eyes. Do I want to know? Naruto looks at Shizune and gathers himself for a moment. I told her the secret to beating paperwork and she broke the desk with her face PFFFT. HAHAHAHAHA. For the next 20 minutes Shizune was rolling on the floor next to Naruto laughing until Sakura walks in to talk to Tsunade just as everybody is settling down. Okay, Lady Tsunade. I need to head back to the mansion. I want to get a start on learning my parents' techniques. Tsunade nods. Okay Naruto. By the way, nice outfit. Inspired by your parents? Naruto nods. Along with a few other high-profile ninja. The Shin Guards were inspired by a man known only as Shredder. A nasty piece of work but an exceptional ninja. The vest was inspired by a man who was said to be half Nosferatu. Name of Blade. It is said he was the reason they were wiped out. The rest was mom and dad. Tsunade nods and dismisses him. Naruto heads home. Home. A word he hasn't thought of in a long time now. It doesn't fit Konoha anymore. The next 2 days he spent working on his mother's kenjutsu style with a sword he found in the armory. He didn't want to use his mother's sword just yet as he didn't feel worthy of it. He had a few clones working on his control of the Rasengan and a few more on chakra control techniques he found in his father's library. He also had a small team of clones working on the basics of sealing. Nothing complicated as he wanted to do the harder stuff himself, but he needed to catch up. He would have had clones recreating the Hiraishin, but he also wanted to do that himself as I felt the need to earn it even if he felt nothing for his father. On the final day Naruto arrives at the village gate with a large scroll on his back and with a large congregation of people. It hits him these are all people he knows and who care for him to some degree. He feels good knowing he has so many who do. Tsunade steps forward and hugs him. You didn't think even if you were banished that we would let you go without saying goodbye, did you? I suppose not, Granny. Tsunade smirks and steps back. The next to step forward are the Ichirakus. I know what we did was wrong, kid. But you know they said they wouldn't hurt you, only scare you. We were almost on the street at that point. Naruto shakes his head. I get it. You may have lost my trust, but I understand. And I forgive you. They may have tortured me, but I wouldn't have even lived to that point if it wasn't for you two anyway. Ayame hugs him and he returns it. You know I always wanted to ask you out. But I couldn't get past the thought that I bathed you like you were my own child. Naruto actually laughs. To be honest, as much as I thought of you as a sister, I would still have dated you. Ayame smiles, steps back and wipes away a tear. Kakashi steps forward without his little orange book and a clear frown. I didn't do a good job as a sensei, did I? Naruto shakes his head. Kakashi, first impression, you're an ass. But you're still a great ninja. Next time you get a team, less porn, more attention and actual training and no favoritism even at the orders of the council. Maybe then you might have a decent team. Also, maybe the Team 7 concept of the dead last, Top Kunoichi and Rookie of the Year should be done away with. Clearly it doesn't work. Kakashi and Tsunade nod. The Konohamaru corpse steps up. You really have to go, boss? You know the law. Go. Keep training and make sure you keep your precious people safe. Naruto takes a spare copy of the Rasengan Jutsu scroll and hands it to Tsunade. For when he has enough chakra and control to learn it. Shouldn't take him more than a few months to a year if he applies himself to training. Tsunade widens her eyes. You sure, kid? I mean, it's a family technique. Naruto looks at Konohamaru. Well, he always reminded me of an annoying little brother, so I suppose it fits. Besides, Kakashi and Jiraiya both know it. I figure with Ko here aiming for the Hokage hat, he should have something from a previous Hokage to help him. Konohamaru looks at Tsunade. What is it? It's a full set of instructions for the Rasengan, kid. Ko tilts his head in confusion before Naruto makes a Rasengan in his hand. Kakashi smiles. You finally mastered it. Naruto nods. Ko, this jutsu was the first original jutsu of my father, the fourth Hokage. It's not complete yet as he always intended to add an element to it. I intend to do so myself, but I won't teach that. You have to try it yourself. It's an A-ranked jutsu which inspired Kakashi to make his own original jutsu, the lightning blade. Kakashi makes his lightning blade for full effect and Konohamaru's eyes widen. It needs a decent degree of chakra control and reserves to learn, but it's worth it. It's also a Junin level jutsu because it requires shape manipulation which most ninja don't start learning until then. Kakashi nods. Once you learn shape manipulation you can start creating your own jutsu. Woo! Hiashi, Hinata and Hanabi all step up. You should know the Hyuga Council is quite pissed with you for taking away the caged bird seal. I wouldn't put it past them to try to have you assassinated. Be careful. Naruto nods. Well, if I pissed off some old traditionalist pompous assholes then I must be doing something right. Hinata and Hanabi giggle. I see why my sister likes you. You're funny. And kinda cute too. Hinata blushes. Hanabi, you know he doesn't feel like that for me. Oh, I know sis, but I was always curious what you saw in him. Naruto gives a small smile. You'll be quite the looker yourself in a couple years, Hanabi. Do me a favor though. Never change. Your sister is a strong person but lacks confidence. You don't seem to have that problem, but don't fall into the trap of arrogance either. She will need that in her life. Hanabi nods and Hinata smiles. A tall, well-muscled man steps forward with Tenten. This is Arashi Higurashi. Your father was my best customer for many years. He gave me my start in this village. I made those fancy kunai for him. It's a shame I couldn't do more for you before, but know this. When you settle down somewhere you send me word and we are moving there. Tenten nods. Naruto shakes his hand. You have any experience in anything but weapons? Well, I do custom jewelry as a hobby as well. Anything else is simple work any smith can do. Why, got something in mind? Naruto shakes his head. Not yet, but if my plans pan out, I might have work for you in a few weeks. Arashi nods. Inoichi and Ino step forward. The clans agree. This village doesn't deserve us any longer. When you settle in Uzu we will offer our help. Naruto nods. Thanks, but I have a couple of conditions. A large amount of ninja leaving all at once would cripple the leaf. So, if and when you all join me in Uzu, I want you to do so over the course of several years. Also give any who wish to stay the option to do so without prejudice. That should minimize the impact and keep most people happy. Inoichi nods. Shikaku steps forward. I didn't think of that. Quite a few people face fault on that comment. But Naruto sees the glint in Shikaku's eyes and knows he is kidding. Kiba steps forward. You take care of my sister, man. And sorry for all the crap I gave you at the academy. Naruto shakes his head. Most of it was deserved looking back. As for your sister, you do know for at least a year or two she will be stronger than me, right? Besides, you really think one of the ice queens of Konoha would let any man be their protector? Sume grins. You got that right, kid. Try anyway though. Sume winks. Besides, she could use a good man in her life. Naruto blushes and Hana yells. Mom, he's cute but he too young for me. Sume grins wider. So, you admit you thought about it then? Hana takes this turn to blush. Naruto shakes his head. Age is no excuse in a ninja's life. That said, I won't be dating anybody until I get settled in Uzu at least. Jiraiya steps up. Well, brat, there's not much I can help you with from this point on. Make sure you watch your back though. I'm sure Iwa and Kumo at least know of your heritage and banishment by now. They will want to see you either to kill or recruit you sooner or later. Naruto nods. Don't know about Iwa, but I wouldn't be against talking to Kumo. Not going to join another village though. Jiraiya nods. So, after Wave and Uzu, where do you think you will go? Naruto frowns. Was thinking Kiri. It's not far past there and I would like to help the rebels there get Kiri back to normal. Besides, I want to see Zabuza's home and fulfill his dream. Jiraiya nods. If you do that, speak to Maid Terumi or Ao. They are the top leaders in the resistance and the ones I have most contact with. Drop my name and it should get you in. Naruto nods. That's assuming I can find them at their base instead of doing it my own way. Well, if I want to get to Wave tomorrow, we better go now. Sakura grins. Say hi to Tazuna's family for me. Naruto nods and with the 3 Anbu and 4 Kunoichi heads out the gate and sets off in a run towards Wave. Next day at Wave. Ha, damn kid, I thought you were kidding about getting here today. Sorry Kurenai-sensei. While I enjoy a joke as much as anybody, I hate to lie. I didn't think it would be a problem for all of you though. I did not take into account the fact you specialize in genjutsu and so have lower stamina than most Junin. Kurenai waves him off. It's something I need to work on anyway. Yugo smirks. Hey guys, check this out. Yugo points them to a memorial stone at the end of the bridge. Seems we're traveling with a real hero here. This bridge is named for the hero who brought hope back to the people of Wave. Great Naruto Bridge. Didn't know they did that. I'm honored. The 3 Anbu sweat drop. All of them thinking the same. You don't look honored. Well, let's go. I'm sure Tazuna will be happy to see me. The team moves to cross the bridge. On the other side, Naruto raises an eyebrow at the change from the last time they were here. Place has improved. Anko frowns. What was it like before? I never got the report. As they move through the town towards Tazuna's house, Naruto tells them of the mission to Wave. My first C rank. An escort and protection for Tazuna. A bridge builder. Soon after we left, we were targeted by C-rank missing nins of Kiri. The Demon Brothers. At this point Tazuna was forced to tell us the truth. Wave was in the hold of Gato, who was strangling the life out of it. AC rank is all they could afford, so they lied. We continued anyway, even with the risk. Just before arriving we encountered Zabuza. He was hired to kill Tazuna. Kakashi fought him to a standstill until Zabuza caught him in his water prison. Sasuke and I were forced to intervene to rescue him. Anko frowns. 2 genin against Zabuza? Stupid doesn't sound like you. Naruto shrugs. Zabuza thought so too, Anko. I had a clone transform into a demon mill shuriken and handed a real one to Sasuke, who threw them both. Zabuza caught the real one and dodged the clone, who broke the transformation and tossed a kunai at Zabuza, who was forced to let the prison go. Tiger nods. Impressive tactics. The other Anbu agree, knowing that kind of thinking is not common in even Chunin. From there Kakashi was winning the fight until a hunter nin put some senbon in Zabuza's neck and took him away in a near-death state. Kakashi was out for a week with chakra exhaustion and trained us in tree climbing. Kurenai growls. He didn't train you in that until then? It's the first thing I did with my team. Naruto nods. He only trained us in team maneuvers. And only to a minor degree, as Sasuke was a loner and didn't want to do teamwork. Sakura was a fangirl and I was still an idiot at that point, even if I was settling in my cold persona. Anyway, the hunternin was a fake working for Zabuza named Haku. A Yuki clan ninja from Kiri. After a heated argument I went to blow off steam in the forest and knocked myself out. Haku found me and woke me. Mouse nodded. Lucky he didn't kill you. Naruto shrugs. He didn't like to kill, though he later admitted to considering it as his duty. We became friends honestly. Like me, he knew pain and loneliness like few people do. When we met again on the bridge, I was forced to fight him. It was the first time I used Shinju's chakra. I beat him but hesitated to kill him even though he begged me to do so, as he claimed himself a failure to his master and a broken tool. At this point we heard Kakashi's lightning blade and Haku threw himself in front of it to save Zabuza. Gato betrayed them at that time and Zabuza killed him for it along with a lot of his thugs. They got lucky that Gato came when he did, and nobody died. Those two are the reason for my nindo. I don't give up and never go back on my word. Hana smiles. Such an Uzumaki thing to say. Mom said Kushina was the reason for the family motto of family before clan, clan before village, village before duty. Naruto nods. I told Zabuza to go home and help free his people. As for the rest I don't know. I slept for a couple days after. Guess something I said at some point must have inspired somebody to stand up in the village or something. Arriving at the house, Naruto steps forward to knock. Just a minute. A female voice calls out from within a moment before the door opens and Naruto is swept up in a bone-crushing hug. Gak, hello Tsunami. Nice to see you too. Tsunami giggles and pouts. Aw, still so cold. Hey, who are your friends and where is your team? Naruto frowns. May we come in please? We have a story to tell and we would like some help from your father if we can. Of course. Come in and I will make some tea. Some hours later. Grr, ungrateful bastards. Naruto shrugs. It works well for me in the end. They got stung in the end though, if it makes you feel better, Tazuna. Inari pouts. How do you mean, Naruto? Anko cackles and tells them of Naruto's parents and what Naruto did before leaving. Wait, you mean your father is the Yellow Flash? I thought you looked familiar. How stupid could they get though? There was no way they could have known. In the academy they always told us how the fourth was the most powerful Hokage, but I always thought the first was stronger even with the Hireishin. I could never figure it out until after I got back from Wave and used my shadow clones to research him and a lot of other things. Took me months to find the financial records and then a couple more months to calculate exactly who owed what. Not bad for the dead last. Yugo smirks. Not bad at all. Then again, you always were the most unpredictable person in the village. Dragon nods. In Anbu there is a saying. Never underestimate an Uzumaki. Tazuna smirks. I never met them myself as I was too young, but my father told me of them. Unpredictable and wild as the maelstrom. Said it was a sad day when Uzu was wiped out. Best customers and friends he had. Tsunami frowns. You never told me that, father. I've never heard of Uzu either. Naruto nods. I would be surprised if you did. Uzu Shigakure was the Uzumaki village. Wave actually lies within its borders. The island is just to the east of here between here and Kiri. Uzu fell at the start of the Third Great Ninja War. The fall of Uzu was actually the cause. Once it fell, Wave was contested land but never claimed. Kiri wanted to, but they would have had to invade the mainland and possibly go to war with Konoha. Then they lost the chance with the civil war that continues even today. Tazuna nods. Anyway, enough of the heavy history. You said you needed my help? Naruto smirks. What would you say to rebuilding Uzu? The man's eyes widen. Well, it would be the kind of project I have been looking for, but it would not be cheap or easy. Naruto waves him off. Price isn't a problem. Dad's fortune was substantial even without selling up most of his assets. No, if you can do it, the biggest issue will be interference and logistics. Interference I can deal with. Getting you and the workers to the island can also be done. It's materials I am concerned with. We would have to see the island to be sure. What do you mean interference? And how would you solve it? Naruto nods. Once word gets out it's being rebuilt, I would not put it past certain people to spy or sabotage the project. As to a fix, I can hire ninja I trust from Konoha to act as guards and helpers. Tsunami raises an eyebrow. You would trust them? Yugo smiles. Only the civilians and its council are not to be trusted. Along with a few individuals. The clans are mostly fine. In fact, Naruto intends for many to move to Uzu once the project is done. Naruto nods. Assuming they give me no reason to mistrust them. Konoha laws prevented many from helping me and the clans feel Konoha has lost their trust. I may also send some jobs out to Suna as well. They could no doubt use the business. Yugo tenses noticeably. Anko hugs her. You know it wasn't their fault. Suna was tricked. Kurenai nods. And desperate too. Konoha was taking all their business and they were on the verge of losing what funding they had. Yugo relaxes. I know. I just have trouble forgiving them for Hayate's death. Naruto tilts his head. If I remember right, Baki, who was the Junin for the Suna team, later delivered his sword to the Hokage along with admitting to the murder and a formal apology. He went so far as to offer his life in recompense. Yugo nods. Yes, and him I can forgive for that act. Just having trouble with Suna as a whole. It's nothing I can't handle. Inari frowns. Why do you become ninja? Seems to me all it brings is pain and death. Naruto lowers his eyes. Like I said to you last time, Inari. Some of us have little choice in the way our lives go. In a clan you are expected to at least have some ninja training. As a Jinchuriki my fate was decided from birth. Others do it for many different reasons. Money, thrill, glory, bloodlust, or just stupidity. Naruto sheds a tear. Even though I am free of Konoha I still have no choice. Anko hugs Naruto and Tsunami frowns. Why? There is a group of S-rank criminals called Akatsuki after me for what I contain. Or rather what they think I contain. If I don't become stronger then I will be captured, and if that happens, they will take it. If that happens, I die. So, I must train to protect myself and those I care for. I must be a ninja. Tazuna grins. How does Uzu fit into this? Over the next 5 years I will be going on a journey. It has 3 purposes. To get strong enough to defend myself and lead a village. To find the scattered remnants of my clan. And to finish off all possible threats to my future home and family. I have 3 years to get strong enough for them. 2 more after to increase that to a ridiculous degree so that other villages hesitate to try anything. Then tomorrow we leave for Uzu with a few people to see what we might need. Naruto nods. In the meantime, I should start getting to know my companions. We will be in the woods nearby if needed. Tsunami smiles. Of course. The party walks off into the woods to talk. Arriving in a clearing which is badly damaged and only now recovering. Hana is in awe. Naruto, is this what I think it is? Naruto looks back at her before returning his gaze to the healing devastation. Yeah, the results of a moment of rage masquerading as training. Of course, this was all me. I didn't use Shinju's chakra. Yugo nods. That just makes it all the more impressive. We haven't had much chance yet to train or talk about it yet. I figured out some of your likely training schemes, but some of you I have no idea. What are you going to teach me? Kurenai smiles. As I said, for me it's genjutsu and chakra control. You may or may not ever be able to use it, but you can still break it. Yugo nods. With Hayate's death I am Konoha's foremost kenjutsu master. Hana grins. Tsunade sent me for my medical knowledge. I will also help with taijutsu if you need it. Anko smirks. Torture, interrogation and poisons. Tiger nods. Elemental manipulation. Raiden, Futon and Kaden. Mouse giggles. Tactics and strategy. I also have some sealing knowledge. Dragon tilts his head. I'm a special case. I will teach you Doden, Suiden and Wood style. Naruto raises an eyebrow. You can use Wood style? Dragon nods. Nowhere near as well as the first and we suspect you but yes. See when I was a genin Orochimaru used me in his experiments and I gained the first Hokage's cells and a weak affinity for the Wood style. Naruto nods. I could learn most of this from Shinju, but he says it would be a little faster and much healthier to learn it from my own kind. Since you have all followed me this far and trusted me, I suppose I should tell you. Naruto looks them in the eyes. There is another reason I must get stronger. What I told the others about Shinju was true, but I left out one vital detail. Regardless of if he breaks out or not, he will die sometime in the next 5 years. True, he could reconstitute eventually when his body is released from the moon, but he has grown tired. He has named me his successor. Once my body and mind are ready, he is going to sacrifice the remainder of his power to change me. In short, I will become the new Shinju. My mind, my body, but I will be a god in truth. But if I fail to raise my power in that time, the influx of power may kill me. Naruto looks around at the shocked faces. Anko frowns. How will you know when you are ready? Naruto nods. I am surprised you are all taking this as well as you are. To answer, the Wood style was the first gift. As I get stronger, I will gain more and more. The final before it happens will be the awakening of the Shinju's Dujutsu. The Rinna Sharingan. After we begin the rebuilding of Uzu, I intend to travel the nations searching out conflicts to get stronger. Friends to teach me, family to bring home. I will begin in Kiri. Mouse tilts her head. There is a lot going on in Kiri. If conflict is what you want, it's best to start there. True. But as strong as you are, I don't know if you are strong enough for war. Naruto shakes his head. I'm not yet, but almost. It will take weeks and possibly months to set everything up in Uzu though, and I have enough materials to keep me going in my training in that time to quickly grow to that point. Dragon, you said you have Wood style. Shinju says there is a jutsu which can build us a house for the night. Could you please show me the hand signs? The signs are snake, rat, ox, ram, snake. The jutsu is 4-pillar house. Naruto goes through the hand signs and slams his hands on the ground. Wood style. 4-pillar house jutsu. A large 2-story house grows out of the ground in front of the group, causing them all to widen their eyes. Anko smirks. Ibiki owes me 50 ryo. Everybody looks at Anko, who scratches her cheek sheepishly. Ehehehe, Ibiki and I made a bet on if the reports were true or just the council being crazy. Naruto nods before stepping inside. In a way you are both right. The council is crazy after all. Inside everybody relaxes, but Dragon seems a little down. Tiger confronts him. What's up? Took me years to get this jutsu down and he does it first time after just showing him the hand signs. Better than I could too. Guess I'm just feeling a little useless. Naruto calls out to him. Nobody is useless. The first had perfect mastery on wood because of his Kikii Genkei and many years training. He also used Sage Mode to enhance it. My power to learn it so easy comes because Shinju is the source of chakra and everything that comes with it. He also helps me with it because I have yet to master either Suiden or Doden affinities. There will undoubtedly be things I struggle to learn, and I need everybody to help me with that. Naruto heads upstairs to a room. Mouse smiles behind her mask. Looks like leadership will come naturally to him too. He might not show it much, but he clearly cares, and he knows how to motivate. Tiger nods. The third once told me he has a special power to attract people to his side as long as they give him a chance. Even his enemies. I suspect had they not died, then Zabuza and Haku would have been his friends. Dragon nods. Best get some rest. With Tazuna and anybody he brings, it will take us 2 days to reach Uzu at civilian speed. Next morning. At dawn the house shook, waking everybody inside. Rushing outside to the nearby clearing, they all sweat drop. Naruto is training. Hana rubs her eyes. Naruto, don't you ever sleep? About 4 hours a day. Any more and I wake up from the nightmares. He shrugs. It's more than I need anyway. Sorry if I woke you. Tiger chuckles. Most Anbu don't sleep a full 8 hours anyway. Comes with the job. Anko sniggers. And why almost nobody stays Anbu more than a couple years? Kurenai looks around bleary-eyed. What were you doing? I can't do much more with my wind element until we encounter a waterfall, so I was working on a few Raiden jutsu. I tried doing some other stuff before now so I wouldn't wake you all too early though. Mostly kenjutsu and physical conditioning. Yugo smiles. Let's get some breakfast before we head out. On the way we'll see how you are coming with that. Naruto nods and scratches his head. I'm not great with fire jutsu. I picked up some wood and got some fish earlier if somebody can light a fire. 30 minutes later the team were headed to Tazuna's house. Anko was hanging onto Naruto's back. Who knew you were such a good cook? You're gonna make a woman really happy one day, kid. I haven't touched ramen in 3 years. I had to learn to hunt, gather and cook just to not go back to eating from the trash. Kurenai and Hana look between Yugo and Naruto for an explanation. Yugo scratches her arm and looks aside sadly. The trash was before my time watching him and the Ichiraku incident was after I was reassigned. I was never made aware of it. I was 4 when the orphanage kicked me out. Claimed if a demon could walk and talk then I could live on my own without help. I was 6 when the Ichirakus found me digging in their garbage and gave me my first taste of ramen and treated me as family. Ayame even bathed me, not long after the Hokage found out and gave me my apartment. It was crappy and full of holes, but it was cheap, and the landlady had no problem with me. Actually, the fact it was in the red light district helped a lot. When kids were learning ed in the academy I was refused. The ladies in the red light district taught me instead. When the academy refused to teach math the thugs and drug dealers taught me. When the villagers came to hunt me and kill me on my birthday the homeless people hid me. Funny how the dregs of society as they see it are more kind to a small boy than a village of upstanding people. Kurenai shakes her head. I'm not sure I approve but, in this life, we take what we can get to survive. Prostitutes, thugs, drug dealers? A child that age shouldn't even know of the concept. Naruto nods. They would agree with you. Of course, the prostitutes were either doing what they enjoy or didn't have a choice, it's all they had. The drug dealers were more pharmacists who couldn't deal with all the red tape just to help the people in their charge. The thugs were mostly ex-shinobi fallen on hard times. Contrary to what people believe, there is very little crime in the red light district. Less than most of the village, in fact. It's more accurate to call it a slum. Hana frowns. We are always told to stay away from that part of town or risk being raped or mugged. Naruto shrugs. It happens. Not as often as you'd think, but we do get the occasional desperate fool or crazy. Mostly it's the council though spreading rumors to keep people looking too closely as they siphon off the money that is supposed to be used to fix up that part of town. Dragon growls. It was never proven but I wouldn't put it past them. Mouse tilts her head. And the Ichiraku incident? Naruto is silent long enough that the group thinks he won't answer. On my 12th birthday old man Tucci said he was making a special bowl of ramen for me. I was excited as you would think but it was drugged. The villagers had caught on I ate there almost exclusively and wanted their fox hunt. They paid off Tucci to drug me on the promise they would only scare me, and no harm would be done. Ayame was not aware. The villagers lied though. When I woke, I was chained to a table and they spent the whole night torturing me. Kaden burns, acid, cutting into me. Whatever caused me the most pain while keeping me conscious. I'm lucky in a way. Shinju says any biju above 3 tails could have kept me alive. Above 5 could have kept me whole but only he could have kept me recognizable and even he had trouble erasing the scars and keeping me sane. Of course, I didn't know him then as contact was not yet reached. He also didn't entirely succeed with the scars as until Orochimaru attacked Kyuubi's mind was still dominant. Now you know why I don't eat ramen anymore. Anko hugged Naruto even tighter as they walked. Arriving at Tazuna's, Naruto knocked. Tazuna answered the door followed by another man. Tall and thin, the man looked jumpy. Ah, Naruto, you're up earlier than I expected. This is Pain. He will be with us to make calculations on what we might need. Timetables and well pretty much anything numbers he can figure it out. Naruto nods. We'll head out soon as you are ready. Let's go then. Far be it from me to keep you from seeing your ancestral home. 2 days later. The journey was long but uneventful. As they stood on the shores of Uzu, Tazuna is in awe. Never seen anybody make a bridge out of thin air before. Just when I thought I had a handle on just what you ninja could do. Naruto looks at him before turning back. Only 2 people currently can perform such jutsu and it might kill the other one. Dragon nods. It would. That was roughly double my limit. Naruto creates 300 clones. Pain jumps again, causing Enko to snigger. See what you can find. Jutsu, weapons, seals, history, anything. 100 of you are on burial duty. Any foreign remains get piled near the coast and Uzumaki remains get graves. The clones salute before running off. Naruto turns back to the group. If you don't mind, I need some time alone. I am going to walk around a bit and meet you near the village center later. Tazuna puts a hand on Naruto's shoulder. Take your time, kid. Naruto nods and walks off silently. 6 hours later, as he is standing before an old mural, a clone approaches Naruto with 5 scrolls packed with Uzu artifacts. So little left. Disgusting. Are the burial clones almost done? They have piled all the Iwa and Kumo shinobi near the coast, as you said. 2 piles, 1 for each village. The graves are dug, and the burials are taking place right now. Dragon help with Doden Jutsu. Shouldn't take much longer. Naruto nods. Put them in a storage scroll and send them to their villages, then go ahead and dispel. The clone puffs. You can come out now, Kabuto. And bring your little friend with you. Kabuto smirks and steps out from behind a boulder with a slim red-headed girl wearing glasses. Hello, Naruto. You look well. Naruto shrugs. As can be expected. How's Orochimaru taking Sasuke's loss? Kabuto frowns. He is pissed. More so that we can't seem to find out what happened. You wouldn't tell me, would you? Naruto looks at the girl and she flinches at the cold, emotionless face. Introduce us and I might consider it. The girl steps forward and pushes up her glasses. A nervous habit she picked up years ago. I am Karen Uzumaki and you shouldn't be here in my clan's village. Naruto smiles slightly. I take it Orochimaru told you that you were the last Uzumaki, Karen? She nods firmly. Based on what I know of the Uzumaki bloodlines and what I feel from you, I can guess you have the mind's eye of Kagura with the potential to unlock the adamantine sealing chains later. So, tell me, why is it you still follow Orochimaru if you can feel him lying to you? Karen flinches and flicks her gaze to Kabuto and back, refusing to answer. I see. Did they tell you my name? She nods. Naruto. Naruto shakes his head. Correct, but my last name. They said you didn't have one. You're an orphan. Naruto nods. Half true. I am an orphan, but I do have a last name. It's my mother's. I do not have the easily recognizable trait of the Uzumaki because of my father's genes, but surely you can guess where I am going with this, can't you? Look at my chakra and compare it to your own. I have 2, so be warned that one will not be recognized. Karen closes her eyes and holds a ram sign. She takes a moment to feel him out and gasps. Can't be. Uzumaki? Naruto smiles again. Hello, cousin. It's nice to meet you. Kabuto is frowning, thinking Karen might leave with Naruto. And Sasuke? Naruto's face becomes cold once more. I beat him and took him back to Konoha where he was neutered and permanently sealed. He will be of no use to Orochimaru. Kabuto scowls, knowing Orochimaru will go ballistic when he hears. Come, Karen. It's time to return to Lord Orochimaru. Karen shakes her head adamantly. No. I finally found family. I won't go back to that monster. Karen rushes to stand behind Naruto, who moves in front of her. Kabuto smirks. You seem to think you have a choice. Naruto can't beat me. He's barely stronger than Sasuke and I am equal to Kakashi. During the exams that statement would hold true, but much has changed. True, I might struggle, but I am more than capable of beating you now. Or did you forget what I did to you on that mission to retrieve Lady Tsunade? Kabuto rubs his gut and frowns. I haven't forgotten. So be it. Kabuto rushes Naruto with his chakra scalpels, expecting to overwhelm him with speed and cut him down. Naruto shocks him by grabbing him by the wrists, stopping his attack and kicking him back. Kabuto looks down at his wrists. Ice? How? Naruto looks at Kabuto and frowns. Second gift. Must be cause of the little training I did in Sweden before leaving the leaf. Kabuto looks at Naruto as if he's stupid. Hayatan is a Kiri bloodline. You shouldn't be able to wield it even if you had the required elemental affinities. So how do you have it? Naruto shakes his head. Your information is severely outdated if you think I am stupid enough to tell you anything. Kabuto smirks. So not just stronger, but you got smarter too. Good to know. Tell you what, tell me if Orochimaru has any more Uzumaki and I will tell you how I have Hayatan. Kabuto narrows his eyes at Naruto, weighing his options. He had one, Tayuya, but if you took back Sasuke then chances are she is dead. Naruto frowns. Uses a flute for genjutsu? Foul mouth? Anger issues? Kabuto grins. I see you met her. Naruto nods and frowns. Yeah, she's dead. Fought Shikamaru and Choji. Shame she seemed like a barrel of fun if you can put up with the cursing. Karen sheds a tear. She was a friend. Naruto creates a shadow clone who hugs Karen. And you're Hayatan? Naruto nods. I don't contain the Kyuubi. I contain the Shinju. All bloodlines come from him and slowly I am unlocking them. Kabuto's eyes widen. That's valuable information. Naruto nods. You must wonder why I told you even if I agreed to it. I was actually. 2 reasons. First, I always keep my word. Kabuto narrows his eyes again. And second, a wooden stake suddenly pierces Kabuto's heart from behind. Kabuto looks behind him shocked as he dies. I don't intend to let you leave here alive. As his team approaches, Anko is cackling. That's sticking it to him, Gaki. Kurenai smiles wryly and shakes her head. How long have you wanted to use that one? Hana and Yugo giggle at Anko, who is pouting. Naruto smiles. It's okay, Anko. I enjoy a good pun, or a bad one. Naruto packs Kabuto's corpse in a scroll to turn in later. Naruto summons Gamakichi. Hey bro, what's up? Hi Kichi. Did Jiraiya tell the toads what's going on? No. Something up? Naruto shakes his head in disappointment. Coward. I've been banished from Konoha. What? Oh, crap, Dad will crush Jiraiya then strike his name from the contract. Naruto shakes his head. I would hold off on that if I was him. I have 3 requests of you, Kichi. Gamakichi nods firmly. Name it, bro. I need you to take this scroll to Tsunade for bounty collection. It's Kabuto Yakushi. I also want her to send me the body of Tayuya of the Sound 4 or its ashes if it's been disposed of. And finally, I need to be reverse summoned to Mount Myoboku in the morning to explain some developments with the Toad Chief and Elders. You got it. Kichi puffs away. What happened, Naruto? Naruto takes out the scroll containing the Namikaze mansion and unseals it. Let's talk inside, Kurenai-sensei. Introductions are in order. The group notices Karen holding tight to the clone and walks inside. 30 minutes later, after introductions, explaining the team and what happened with Kabuto. Okay, so she's an Uzumaki and you sent back to Konoha for the body of another you just found out about so you can bury her here? Naruto nods to Kurenai. And you need to go to the home of the Toads to explain what's happened tomorrow? Naruto nods to Tiger. Among other things, but that's the gist of it. I won't be gone for long though and I will be perfectly safe. Karen looks at Naruto nervously. What about me? Naruto smiles kindly at her. Well, that's up to you, Karen. I intend to have Uzu rebuilt and to find as many Uzumaki as I can to bring home. Also, several clans from Konoha will eventually move here. Personally, I would like to get to know the first family I have ever met. Besides, tomorrow I will be here probably close to a month to get things started, but after that I leave for nearly 5 years. You can stay here and help rebuild, come with me and help me search out more family, or you can leave, and do as you wish. It's up to you. Karen glomps Naruto much to the amusement of the group, and Naruto gives her a gentle hug. I won't leave. I will help rebuild our home and you will have a place to return to. I promise. After all, you're not the only one who has never known their family. Naruto smiles and then frowns as he sees the scars in Karen's arms. Bite marks. I wondered why your reserves felt low for an Uzumaki. Your chakra pathways have been damaged. Karen tugs her sleeves down self-consciously. I also have the Uzumaki healing power. If somebody is injured, they can suck my blood and chakra to heal nearly anything. It always scars though. I know of it. I also know that in the event it manifested early in an Uzumaki, it was forbidden to use it until your chakra pathways fully manifest or it could cause damage. That's why your eyesight is so bad and why you don't have large reserves of chakra. Karen's eyes widen. I never knew that. Is there anything that can be done? I don't know for certain. Given enough time, it may heal itself. Better though if when things get going. I ask Lady Tsunade to send either Sakura or Shizune here if she can't visit herself. Mouse nods. Given how you left, you could request it as a personal favor. Say it as a step towards establishing peace. No promises it will work, but I'm sure Tsunade would be happy to see you again. Naruto nods in thanks. I'll send a toad once things get started. That way whoever comes can come with the workforce. Thanks, Naruto. Karen drifts off to sleep on Naruto's shoulder. Naruto looks to Tazuna and Pain. How long will it take to assess Uzu? Tazuna looks to Ping, who is running through calculations in his head, causing him to twitch a lot. He then replies in a high-pitched voice. If I could get to the top of the northern cliff to see the village from an elevated position, I could have the calculations done by mid to late afternoon tomorrow. Kurenai smiles. I will help with that. Naruto nods as he strokes Karen's hair. Yugo, I know I am asking a lot and you are not a babysitter, but could you look after Karen for me tomorrow? I would rather do it myself, but you understand. Yugo nods. She seems like a nice girl. He can't be worse than you were at least. Naruto smirks. Well, I think we should all get some sleep. Naruto picks Karen up and takes her to one of the empty rooms upstairs to sleep before going to his own. Before dropping off to sleep, Naruto ponders why his parents' house has so many rooms when they were the only ones living here. Little does he know his parents are looking down at him and smirking. Naruto was only their first child planned. They just never got the opportunity to have more. Next morning. Where am I? Karen opens her eyes slowly and the events of the previous day hit her. Being alone in a room, she begins to panic. The door opens and Yugo walks in with a smile. Yugo? Good morning, Karen. Sleep well? Karen nods. Better than I can remember. Where's Naruto? Sitting on the end of the bed, Yugo grins. Don't worry. Naruto doesn't sleep much. He's been summoned to the Toad Summon Realm. He will be back later after he speaks to them about some things. In the meantime, he asked me to keep you company. Karen smiles but soon blushes as her stomach growls. Yugo giggles. Come on, breakfast is ready. After a surprisingly large breakfast, Karen and Yugo take a walk to explore the village. Yugo, about Naruto. Yugo looks at Karen. He seems distant. His reactions don't seem to match what I see in his aura. He feels warm but comes across cold. Yes. I'm not sure what you mean about his aura, but he's been like that a few years. Actually, until recently you would have been shocked to see a smile on his face. But why? Yugo frowns. I'm not sure if I should be the one to tell you. But let me ask, what's the worst thing Orochimaru did around you? Karen's eyes glass in flashback of a memory. I saw a few of his more painful experiments, but nothing that would kill a person or disfigure them even if I knew he did that. Yugo nods. Well, let me just say that as much as the village hates Orochimaru for what he did, and as they themselves have done worse to Naruto and without guilt or remorse. As he grew, he only had a few people he could trust and fewer he would call friend. He told us of a really bad memory which causes him pain to this day, and it makes me sick even after having served in Anbu, and yet I suspect he has had even worse. Karen's eyes widen. Why would they do that to a child? Even Orochimaru gave me a choice of how much I saw. That's something you will have to ask him. It's not my secret to tell. Karen nods. Karen looks around at the ruins. This place seems like it was once beautiful. Yugo nods. And if Naruto has his way, it will be again. With Naruto on Mount Myoboku. So, their fear finally got to them and it bit them in the ass. Well, since there is nothing he could have done, I will spare Jiraiya the beating. But tell me, why did you need to speak to us? Before I tell you, I need your word none of this gets back to Jiraiya. He knows some of it but not all. A small female toad named Shima croaks. You have it, lad. Must be important to keep secret if you ask that. Naruto nods. What do you know of the Shinju? An old male toad named Fukasaku answers. The god tree. A priestess ate its fruit, giving birth to chakra which she passed on to her sons. She went mad and fused with the Shinju to create the Jubi, which her eldest sealed away and later separated into the 9 Biju. Yes, that's the short version. The Shinju was not lost, however. Just dormant. His mind buried in the Kyubi. With each Biju sealed or released, small amounts of their chakra were absorbed by the Kyubi, making it stronger. Eventually he would have changed back into the Shinju on his own. With him being sealed within Mito, then my mother, then me, that sped up the process as each time he absorbed more chakra from the environment. When Orochimaru hit me with the 5 elements seal at the Chunin exams, the Shinju's consciousness awoke and took hold over the Kyubi. I am now the Jinchuriki of the Shinju. Over the next 5 years I am to train my body and mind as much as possible, and once the seal is on the verge of breaking, he is going to gift me with what is left of his power and knowledge. I am to be a new Shinju. Why, you sure this ain't just a trick, kid? Shinju could have broken the seal at any time. He doesn't because he has no physical body. The Biju don't need one, but he does. He will die regardless, and it could take centuries to reform. In that time the world will fall into unparalleled chaos without a guiding force. This was his best option. He thinks with a being more able to understand humans I might stand a chance where he failed. Of course, in form I will still be human. Just immortal and powerful beyond all reason. Shima nods. A higher duty indeed. I take it then this visit was to inform us of these events and to ask advice on summons? Naruto nods. While I would prefer to remain a summoner of the toads, it may not be possible in the end. After all, I would need to be impartial to all clans. The Uzumaki could be an exception of course as they are family, but not without reason. Fukasaku smiles. It's rare for a summoner to be allowed to summon multiple clans, but not unheard of. We will hold a clan meeting in a year and let you know what happens then. Naruto tilts his head curiously. Why so long? It's not just our clan we would be talking to, kid. All summoning clans would attend. Such a thing hasn't happened since the Sage of Six Paths. That meeting is the reason a person with the Rinnegan can summon so many different creatures. Shima growls. Of course, one of his descendants enslaved a number of summons before we could sever the contracts, which is why they also have the Rinnegan and are connected to the outer path. Naruto nods. I also have a request. If you could ask the toads to keep an eye out for any Uzumaki and send them to Uzushio, or if they are in any trouble notify me? Hey, kid's smarter than Jiraiya. He once told you I'm sure toads are the best for spy work, but he meant as tools and partners. He had no idea. I'll put the word around. Thanks Bunta. I appreciate it. Shima smiles. Speaking of which, Kichi was about to go find you to tell you some good news. Seems that girl Tayuya survived her fight. Tsunade is treating her right now. She's suffered some trauma as it seems Orochimaru severed the cursed seal which should have killed her after she lost. She was lucky. Naruto smiles. Karen will be happy to hear that, thank you. I will probably be contacting Lady Tsunade tomorrow for a number of things. Fukasaku nods. I'll let Kichi know to expect your call. Naruto smiles and puffs back to Uzu. Shima grins. You know he might seem cold, but it just makes the occasional smile all the more uplifting, I think. The others nod. Back in Uzu. Poof. Ah, welcome back, kid. Weather nice on the Toad's Mountain? As always, Tazuna. Good. Ping is almost finished with his calculations. Kurenai seems to have taken a liking to him. Naruto smiles. Where's Karen? Naruto ooh. Suddenly a red blur assaults Naruto from behind, knocking him to the ground, and is followed by lots of laughs and giggling. Ha ha ha, hello to you too, Karen. I have some good news. Karen raises an eyebrow. Tayuya is alive. She is? How is SHE? Naruto frowns. Not great. Seems after she failed to escort Sasuke to Orochimaru, he severed the curse mark. She was lucky to survive that. She's in a coma for now, but Tsunade is helping her. I hope to find she is well enough to travel soon so she can come here. Karen grins. At least she's alive. If anybody can help her, Tsunade can. Mouse giggles. Well, this is an interesting picture. Naruto and Karen blush and separate. Well, anyway. Naruto, now you are back, you mind if we get to your training now? I want to assess you. Karen pouts. Don't worry, Karen, there will be plenty of time to talk later. Okay. Dragon prepared an arena nearby to test you. Karen is free to watch if she wishes. Karen grins as they head to a large flat stone arena. Okay, so give me a rundown of your skills so far. Naruto nods. I have mastered the basic Rasengan and the giant Rasengan. I can create upwards of 1,000 shadow clones, though only up to half that can use the memory transfer safely. Substitution and solid transformation. A few futon and Raiden jutsu. I have also been working on my Suiten, though I am not yet proficient. Wood style is coming along well enough, and I recently discovered I can use ice, though once more it's only minor at this point. Taijutsu is below average for my generation, but Kenjutsu is coming along. My aim is average for a low chunin. Sealing and Genjutsu are non-existent. Tree walking and water walking are mastered. I can currently safely use 2 tails of Shinju's chakra on top of my own cage level reserves. Karen's eyes are wide. Mouse is taping the base of her mask. That would make you a very all-round ninja suitable for nearly every field. Stealth and survival skills? I can't hide my chakra signature well because it's so big and my control isn't great. But besides that, stealth is exceptional, as the Hokage Monument and Anbu headquarters can attest. Mouse chuckles and Karen pouts, not getting it. Survival skills are well above average for a chunin. Mouse rubs her head sheepishly. Oh yeah, forgot about that. My bad. Anyway, I think we will test you the same way we test new Anbu. Dragon and Tiger will both be sparring with you in set scenarios. This will test your ability to find your way out of a bad situation. After I will also be playing shogi with you to test your tactics. Naruto nods as Dragon steps forward. The objective for this scenario is simple enough. You need to make me bleed. Restrictions include no weapons or use of Shinju's chakra. Taijutsu, body enhancement and jutsu only. Dragon creates 4 wood clones and signals to begin as they all sink into the ground. Naruto looks around trying to feel and sense an attack coming. He senses something behind him and stomps a hand emerging out of the ground, breaking it, but it's one of the wood clones and it sinks back into the ground. Waiting for you to come to me is too time-consuming and foolish. I need to force you out. Mouse smirks behind her mask. But how if you have no Doden Jutsu? Sorry in advance for ruining all your hard work, Dragon, but it seems I must break it. Naruto forces rationed chakra through his body to enhance himself before releasing a blast of futon below him to blast himself high into the air. At the apex of his jump, Naruto creates 9 shadow clones who all go through hand signs. Raiden. Multi-thunder crash. A large bolt of lightning falls from each skybound Naruto, shattering the ground of the arena, destroying the wood clones and forcing Dragon to the surface where he is trapped as Naruto hurtles towards him with a wind blade on his arm. As Naruto hits the ground behind Dragon, a small cut bleeds on his arm. Mouse claps. Impressive. Using Raiden to break the ground, knowing Doden is weak to it and trapping your enemy. Finishing them off with a wind blade. Most new Anbu take months to come up with strategies like that without instruction. Dragon digs himself out of the rubble and asks, I've never seen that jutsu before. Your own creation? Naruto shrugs. Yes and no. It's a variation on a couple rationed jutsu from Dad's library I adapted to use less chakra but with more widespread devastation in return for being less lethal. Dragon nods. I'm up next. Your test this time is to avoid being hit with my jutsu. The limit is 3 minutes and you are allowed to move away from the arena to do so. Be warned, only 10 Anbu have ever passed this test and only 1 passed 60 seconds first time. Based on what I saw though, you might be the second. Naruto nods and readies himself. Mouse signals them to begin. Tiger opens with a fireball jutsu bigger than he's ever seen. Naruto is just barely able to dodge it, but it's followed by a wind bullet. Naruto creates a clone who tosses him out of the way. Thinking quickly, Naruto fires off his own wind bullets at Tiger, who smirks behind his mask. He's quick. Only Itachi thought to use jutsu to distract me the first time. The others got caught up dodging. He's already at 45 seconds too. Tiger forms a static shield around him, blocking the wind bullets, and expels it into a wave of Raiden chakra he intends to use to paralyze Naruto. Naruto, thinking quickly, raises a wooden wall to block it. Tiger unleashes many wind blades to cut through the wall before following up with a great breakthrough, knocking Naruto on his ass. Time. Naruto groans. How did I do? Tiger chuckles. 2.5 minutes. That's a full 60 seconds longer than Itachi managed his first time. Well done using the wood-style wood locking wall. That bought you a good 30 seconds. Wood dome might have put you past the 3-minute mark though, if you were wondering. Good to know. Ouch. Orochimaru's great breakthrough knocked me through 5 trees in the forest of death and it didn't hurt like that. Tiger nods. Great breakthrough like fireball is a versatile jutsu. Depending on how you control and direct the chakra, the jutsu's power can change, as can the range and force. Most likely Orochimaru's had a lot of power over a long and wide area. Mine was more condensed and meant for more impact. Naruto nods in understanding, filing the information away for later. Mouse claps him on the back. If I had to rate you, I would put you in high Junin to low Anbu with skills and mid Anbu with tactics. Impressive for a teenager. Come on, I found a shogi board in the house and I want to play. Naruto nods. 1 hour later. Damn kid, you sure you aren't a Nara? Naruto shakes his head. I played Shikamaru a few times. He said I was one of the only people who gave him a challenge besides his dad. He thinks it's less strategy on my part and more luck though. I can play, but I find the more I think the less I win. Mouse captures Naruto's king, ending the game even though it was close. Tiger chuckles. Looks like your luck for games of chance are even better than your mother's. If it had even an ounce of luck involved, she won more often than not, and people stopped inviting her to poker nights after cleaning out 2 clan heads in one night. Naruto nods. Jiraiya said I had the devil's luck when we visited a couple casinos in Tanzaku town trying to find Tsunade. On a hunch I used a coin I found in a slot machine and won the jackpot. He told me to try again on another machine, and 3 machines later we were running out of the place because they thought we were cheating. I try to avoid such things though because I don't want to tempt Lady Luck. Dragon nods. Probably wise. By the way, I meant to ask. Your kenjutsu. I've never seen that style before. What is it? Uzuryu. My mother's style, though I am only training in the basics at the moment. A personal challenge to myself. I won't use my mother's sword until I master the advanced katas, and I won't try those until I master the basics and can use them without thinking. Tiger chuckles. A worthy challenge. Anyway, I think we have a decent handle on your skills so far. Go have some fun or talk with Karen a bit. Naruto nods and walks away with Karen by his side. As they walk through the ruins, Karen keeps glancing at Naruto. Yugo told me some small things about you while you were away. I see. What would you like to know? Why did the villagers treat you like that? Naruto stops and looks away a moment before loosing a sigh. I was hoping to start small and work up to that, but hey, when do Uzumaki ever do easy? Do you know what a Jinchuriki is? Naruto spends the next 2 hours talking to Karen about Shinju and the ups and downs of his life in Konoha, leaving out only the worst of his experiences. At the end of it all, Karen stands in silence for a long time, worrying Naruto. I'd understand if you don't feel so great about being around me after hearing that. Karen's eyes widen and she grabs Naruto's arm. No, it's just, that explains so much. Letting him go, she explains. After all that, it makes perfect sense. You distance your emotions from others and fearing to show them. Karen smiles. Still, you might act cold, but I know you are kind. Naruto smiles. What about you? Karen frowns. I was born in a small village in grass country. My father died not long before I was born, and my mother a few years later. Once my healing abilities manifested, the village used me as little more than a walking cure-all. When I was 6, there was a fire. The village burned to the ground. I survived as I was in a stream just outside the village. That's where Orochimaru found me. He offered me a home and training. He taught me science, genetics and other things. He trained me to use my abilities well. I did things I am not proud of, but it wasn't until my mind's eye awakened that I started to notice the lies. I was 12 when I found out he was responsible for my village burning and that he wanted me all along. Shivering in disgust. I didn't care then. I was grateful. A year later, I heard some of the ninja talking about the Uzumaki clan, and I asked Orochimaru. He said they were destroyed. I didn't feel a lie, but maybe that's because the context of the question allowed him to keep the whole truth from me. Karen shrugs. That's what I get for not thinking my questions through with him. As grateful as I was, if I didn't fear him, I would have left sooner. When he offered to send me to Uzu to see what I could find of my clan's history, I knew he was hoping I would find something for him, but I still jumped at the chance to learn. You know the rest. Naruto comforts her with a hug. Don't worry. I intend to kill Orochimaru sooner or later, so you won't have to worry about him coming after you. Karen places her head on Naruto's shoulder and closes her eyes, feeling safe. That night everybody was relaxed. The week since leaving Konoha had gone well. Ping smiled. This village is a marvel. The architecture was exceptional. Even with all the damage, it will only take a couple years to repair most of it with some extra help and materials. Such as? Well, timber from Fire Country for a start. We can either pay for stone from Stone Country, or if we can get some talented Doden users, we could make do with mostly what's here or nearby. I would say that's what was done originally actually. Then there would need to be about 100 workers for manual labor. Guards to protect us as we work. A team of hunters and cooks to keep the workforce going, and some initial housing to shelter them. All in, I would say minimum about 50 million Ryo minimum over a time of 3 years. Double that at worst, maybe more if you hire help from the ninja villages. Dragon chuckles. Naruto, remember that 4-pillar house jutsu? Naruto nods. It has a more powerful version called serial pillar houses. That would do your initial housing. Kurenai grins. And don't forget the clans offered to come help out. Hana grins. Neither Konoha nor Suna is known for Doden users, but I know there are a few in Konoha. The Inuzuka Taijutsu style is more potent in Doden users after all, so we have a few. Mouse nods. You could ask Suna for a few wind users to shape the stone once the Doden users mold it. Tazuna puts in his 2 ryo. We have a few good artisans in Wave who could help with design and direct the work. Some fishermen could probably help with food if you find some hunters. Tiger nods. Naris are good with traps and strategy. Finding food will be nice easy laid back work for them. They would probably enjoy it, and who better to cook than an Akamichi? Naruto nods. I was thinking of making Tazuna project director and Ping as assistant. Shikamaru and Tamari could handle finances from my account while I am not around and communicate through regular Toad messengers. I'm not worried about money since I have more than enough, and I expect we will make it back tenfold once the village is up and running for a couple years. Mouse shakes her head. Who knew this would be so easy? Naruto chuckles. With the right tools and a few keen minds, anything is possible. I remember the old man told me that when I was little. Dragon chuckles. Wish he was still around. He'd have gotten a kick out of the council screw-up. Hated them even more than paperwork. Oh, by the way Kurenai, I found the plans for resistance seals in my dad's library. Should help with your speed and stamina. I don't have the skill to apply them yet, but maybe Mouse does. Mouse shrugs. Hard to say for sure. I'd have to see them first, but yeah, I don't think it will be a problem. Kurenai nods. Thanks. Now I need to write out the orders and requests to send out in the morning. With any luck people should start arriving within the week. Tazuna chuckles. I'll start heading back to Wave in the morning and see who I can dig up to help. Dragon nods. I will escort you. I won't be needed for training until we start towards Kiri. Anko grins. Me too. There isn't much for me to help with at the moment either. Naruto nods and heads to the master bedroom to write. The next 2 weeks went by rather as expected for all involved. Kurenai and Ping spent more and more time together, finding each other to be good company. For Ping, he found her to be a calming presence, and for Kurenai, she admired his intellect and energy. Naruto and Karen grew as close as brother and sister, sharing more and more stories of their past, both good and bad. Naruto's training advanced quickly to the point where only Yugo and the Anbu could match him, and maybe Anko since she had yet to return and he had not sparred with her yet. Though they agreed the all still had things to teach him, none could argue he would best them all combined before 5 years was up. Today the first of the workers and supplies arrived along with some old friends. Tsunade, Shikamaru, Choji, Neji, Kakashi and Guy were all amazed by what they saw in both the island and Naruto himself. Tamari, Hinata, Ino, Anko and Sume were all drooling as they watched a shirtless Naruto effortlessly moving boulders the size of a small house to clear a field for housing. Nothing could have prepared them all for what he did next though. Wood style. Serial pillar houses jutsu. Slamming his hands into the ground, 50 small houses in 2 rows sprouted and shaped along the field he just cleared. Tsunade shakes her head. You've come a long way it seems. Naruto looks at her, dusting his hands. My control is getting better, but I still can't do it without help. I haven't worked on my Doden affinity yet and my Suiten is still weak. Have to work on that when I hit Kiri. It's good to see you, Lady Tsunade. Tsunade gives him a bone-crushing hug. Hey you too, brat. So where is this Karen you told me about? I have somebody here who would like to see her. Naruto notes the ornery redhead behind Tsunade, trying not to meet his eye. Nodding his head, he leads the way back to the Namikaze house. I figured it best if she took it easy and avoided using chakra until somebody could take a look at her, so besides light exercise and regular walks, she's been taking it easy. She's been enjoying learning about my mother though. Seems she finds her to be an inspiration. Tsunade chuckles. Hey Karen, we have guests. The redhead peeks out of the kitchen. Oh, good thing I cooked extra for lunch then. Tayuya's eyes widen. Karen. Tayuya rushes Karen into a hug. It's good you are alright, Tata. I was worried. Tayuya laughs. The shadow fucker got me good, but nothing that wouldn't heal with time. It was the curse mark that really fucked me over, but all good now thanks the juggernauts. Tsunade's brow gets several tick marks as she tries to ignore that embarrassing nickname while Naruto is trying hard to keep his cold demeanor and not laugh his ass off. Hey Ren, I didn't know you could cook. Karen grins. I couldn't. Naruto taught me. Said it's something everybody should know just in case, but I like to cook. Everybody looks at Naruto with surprise. What? Tsunade shakes her head with a smirk. Nothing, brat. Anyway, Karen, let's sit you down so I can take a look at you. Karen nods and leads them into the living room where she sits in front of Tsunade. Tsunade performs a diagnostic jutsu to scan Karen from head to toe, frowning more and more as she goes, making Karen nervous. No good? No. Nothing I can't reverse anyway. Naruto was right about what's wrong, but it seems Orochimaru didn't want it to heal on its own and was regularly introducing a chemical to prevent it into your diet. It's already almost gone from your system. The problem is that because of this the chakra network has atrophied and calloused. That will make raising your reserves to normal difficult for a while. I can't fully heal you. Only time and training can do that, but I can speed it up a bit. The downside is it's painful. Karen nods, resolute in her decision. Do it. Tsunade turns to Naruto. Think you can make some clones to help hold her down on the table? Naruto nods and creates 10 reinforced clones, knowing some of them will pop before this is done. As Karen lies down on the table, the clones take hold and Naruto holds her hand. Tsunade notices this and smiles. Activating her chakra scalpels, Tsunade begins and Karen screams. The surgery takes hours and by the end Tsunade is sweating and her eyes drooping. Thankfully she finishes before passing out. Done. She should be good in about a week to begin on light training. In 4 weeks, she should be good to take it up a notch. Naruto nods and thanks Tsunade. I'll get you some tea and something to eat. As Naruto walks away, Tsunade sits on the couch and relaxes. I tried to be family to him. A mother where I could. I'm glad he found you, Karen. He seems happier than I have ever seen. But if you ever hurt him, I will make Orochimaru seem like a saint. Karen tiredly nods. You don't need to worry. Naruto arrives with a cup of green tea and a plate of fish for Tsunade. She takes it gratefully and Naruto takes Karen to the other couch and lays her head in his lap while he plays with her hair. Tsunade smiles at the sight. You know, I don't know why I'm surprised you can cook. He shrugs. People seem to get the image of the old me in their minds and have trouble letting go. I feel like a mother whose son is doing well and has left her behind. Sad yet proud and happy. Naruto smiles. For what it's worth, you are like a mother to me. Thank you for coming, Granny. So what's the plan with this place? Tazuna and Ping are in charge of the reconstruction and coordination of resources. Tamari and Shikamaru will be in charge of my accounts and funding until the project can be self-sustaining. Over the next 2 years I will be hiring ninja from both Suna and Konoha for various things until living space and basic needs can be provided. At that time some of the clan's ninja will be free to move in and make life here sustainable. Ping estimated construction to be completed within 3 to 6 years. Once everything is handled here in the next week, I will move towards Kiri to begin my training in earnest. Tsunade nods. Why Kiri? Naruto looks at her before smiling. A number of reasons. Conflict is needed for fast growth. The rebels are fighting for a good cause and helping them will open them up for good relations further down the line. The current Mizukage is a Jinchuriki and I suspect something is wrong with him. Water country is the best place to train my Sweden. It's also the most likely place to find any free Uzumaki still living. Tsunade frowns. All good points, but it doesn't mean I won't worry. And I won't tell you not to. This is war and anything can happen. More so when this one has been going more than half my lifetime, so all they have done is learn new ways to kill faster. Looking her in the eye with determination. But I won't be alone, and I can and will survive. I can't afford not to after all. Naruto looks back to Karen who is sleeping with a sweet smile on her face. Naruto frowns. Who did you leave to run the village while you are here? Tsunade waves off the concern. Shizune is handling it and Sakura is helping along with Shikaku. I'm good for a couple days yet. I intend to spend a couple days relaxing and maybe helping out a bit here before going back. Have you chosen a successor yet? Tsunade shakes her head. I was hoping it would be you, but the council fucked that up. Now I'm torn between Kakashi and Sakura. Only problem is one is too lazy and the other lacks experience. Naruto smiles. Why not have Kakashi train her in tactics, Shizune train her in administration and you keep her as your apprentice? That way in a few years she might be ready. Tsunade nods. I was considering something along those lines. I'm just impatient to toss that damn hat. Hey. Have Root tried anything? Tsunade shakes her head. We had Inoichi and Ibiki interrogate him and while it took a lot, he told us all their bases but after his execution they all cleared out. We have no idea where they went. Frankly that worries me but for now it's not a problem. I would watch my back if I was you though. Naruto nods. Without the head, the drones will have only one goal: revenge. On a brighter note, Jiraiya got a message from Itachi. He is considering whether or not he will come back to the village. Kisame will come with him if he does. A great boon for the Leaf then. Lose a Jinchuriki and gain the next best thing. Well, if you can live with his personality, that is. He seems obsessed with cutting off people's legs for some reason. Must be a shark thing. Tsunade laughs. I'll have to warn the village to hide all the fish sticks. Naruto snorts. Most of the supplies and workforce from Konoha should arrive by day's end or early tomorrow, and I got word from Suna they have a few futon and doden users who wish to help as thanks from their new case cage. Naruto raises an eyebrow. Who? Tsunade smirks. Gaara. Seems you inspired him to be better. Naruto smiles. Happy for him. He deserves it. Tsunade smirks. You noticed the looks when we arrived? If you mean most of the girls drooling like I am the tastiest meat, yeah. You know in Konoha you'd be put in the CRA. You going to do something like that here? Naruto shakes his head. No, that's an easy path to breeding for war, power-mongering and corruption. No, I will choose one woman. If she wishes to bring others to our bed and they get pregnant, then I will take responsibility, but there will be no CRA or harems here, and arranged marriages will be by choice of all parties involved. Good to know you are not making Konoha's mistakes. Naruto smiles. You know most of the problems in Konoha can be traced back to two figures: Danzo and Tobirama. Hashirama might have been a fool, but he was a wise fool with an admirable dream. Sadly, Tobirama was too military-minded and focused too much of his time fooling around with new jutsu and gave too much power to people who didn't share the right ideals. Tsunade nods. Uncle Toby never did know when to let things go. I just mean with them gone there is nothing stopping you from working over the system and cleaning Konoha up. What nobody ever pays attention to is Konoha is a military dictatorship. The only person who has power over the Hokage is the daimyo, and there is always the threat that the Hokage might assassinate him for a more amiable successor. Naruto shrugs. Not that I am suggesting that. The current Fire Lord is reasonable enough. My point is the council was appointed as advisors. Those two old fossils are redundant and a threat to what you want. Tsunade ponders this. Now you mention it, I don't remember there being a civilian council when I was a child. Only clan council. Naruto nods. And since the civilian council came into power, the clan council has lost sight of their responsibility. At most 1 or 2 seats should belong to the civilians to advise on their affairs. Originally the clan council was to take care of that, but it would be difficult to change things exactly back to that. The only solution would be to either absolve the council or to take back the power and reduce them to advisors only. Tsunade sips her tea. You know, with half the clan heads coming here anyway, I might as well just hold off on refilling those seats as they leave, then dissolve the council and reform it completely with people I can trust. Naruto smirks. Now you are thinking like a Hokage. Tsunade grins ruefully and shakes her head. I still think you would make a better one. They would never accept me. Once I was in, it wouldn't matter, but getting in is the problem. You need the daimyo's vote. The Hokages are the majority of the council. 2 of the 3 at least. The Fire Lord is an okay guy but is subject to his people, so without the council's vote it would never happen. Besides, this happened better than I could have planned. Tsunade raises an eyebrow. You intended to leave? Naruto nods. Within a couple years I intended to retire once I had some more training and research. You know, you and I together could have overturned my banishment. All it would take is a pardon from the Hokage and me reapplying for citizenship. The council would have no say in the end unless the clan council agreed with them, which we both know they don't. Like I said, the daimyo has power, but within the village any decision the daimyo doesn't take, the Hokage has the power. Tsunade sheds a tear. Why did I never think of that? Some Hokage I am. You're doing fine. I looked up the history and the laws on the subject thoroughly. Most Hokages are either born leaders from a military mindset or trained for it, as Hiruzen was. You come from a medical background and a soldier's point of view. You weren't trained for it. Mistakes will be made, but it can all be fixed as long as you remember you are in charge. Tsunade smiles. I can see now you will lead this village well. Anyway, we spent all day talking and I'm tired. Grab a spare room, Tsunade. I'll see you tomorrow. 3 days later, Tsunade went back to Konoha with Kakashi, happier than he had seen her sober. Construction was going slowly but well, and Naruto's training had picked up again. It even drew a crowd as people wanted to watch. After all, how often do you get to watch high-level ninja train somebody? Although the ladies watched for an entirely different reason. The rest, however, was driving one girl nuts. Why do I suddenly have the urge to run around the village 100 times? Naruto chuckles. Uzumaki have high stamina and energy with a metabolism to match. Your coils expanding and healing is giving you a more extensive feel for that most likely. You'll get used to it. Only 4 more days till you can do something to burn all that energy. Karen groans and Naruto laughs. Karen looks pointedly at him. Ahem, it's nothing Karen, just that you remind me of myself a few years ago. I never guessed it was a family trait. Karen smiles. Naruto sweat drops. Just be careful not to start wearing green tights and screaming about youth. Huh? Naruto chuckles. Just a couple people I know. Similar training methods but horrifying people. If you don't stop them quick, they make an unbreakable and all too real genjutsu that traumatizes everybody around them. Nobody knows how either. Kurenai giggles as she walks over. I studied it so long I had to have my mind wiped. I may claim to be the best genjutsu mistress, but that has me beat easy. Itachi too, and all the Kurama clan. Karen frowns. I heard of the Kurama clan while working for Orochimaru. Is this genjutsu really that bad? Naruto shakes his head. If they weren't in it then it would be beautiful, but they make it nasty. They don't even realize they do it. Karen gags. Okay, I swear green will stay away from my clothing. Pouting and putting her finger on her chin. Though I might have to use the youth screaming to mess with people sometimes. Naruto pales and Karen and Kurenai giggle. Oh, right, I should put you into the seal array for the house, Karen. That way you will be able to access most portions of the house while I am gone. I'm also going to sort the library into general Uzumaki knowledge and family techniques so that any Uzumaki I find can learn safely without going into anything I would rather stay secret for now. After all, not everything in there is Uzumaki or even safe. Karen grins. So, you're setting up your home as a clan house? Naruto nods. For now, though depending on how many I find I will have to expand. Kurenai's smile falls a little. Speaking of leaving, I think I have taught you all I can until your control gets a lot better. I was thinking I might stay here. Naruto smiles. He's lucky to have you, Kurenai-sensei. Besides, you are right, and I need somebody here to help anybody I send back to settle in. I can't think of anybody better than you. Kurenai blushes. I don't know who you mean. But I would be happy to help the Uzumaki. Your mother would be rather upset with her student if I didn't after all. Naruto grins before they all hear Tazuna screaming for him. Yo Naruto. Better come take a look. I think we found something interesting. Walking to the remains of an old tower on the outskirts of the village, they sight a huge hole in the ground which looks like the beginnings of a cave. We were examining the area around the tower because we couldn't find an entrance even though it seems intact. One of the boys got a bit frustrated and kicked a rock. The ground gave way and he took a tumble. He alright? Slight bump on the head and a bruised back, but otherwise fine. Have him taken to the medics for a full examination, then tell him to take the next couple days off to be safe. Back and head injuries are no joke. Tazuna nods. Naruto walks carefully to the edge of the hole. Why did you say this was interesting? It's not. Rather, what is down there is. He said it looked like a cross between storage and a forge. Naruto walks down the wall of the hole and lights a torch he sees on the wall with some Raiden sparks. Exploring the large room, Naruto finds a trove of ingots of varying metals, molds for everything from weapons to horseshoes. It's what's near the forge itself that catches his attention. 7 weapon molds of very specific shapes and one that he knows well from his past. Well, hello old friend. Who knew they were Uzumaki made? Naruto makes 20 clones to seal up anything dangerous and exits the hole. You were right. This is a once-in-a-century find. Karen looks down the hole. What is it? Naruto grins. For starters, this isn't a tower but a chimney for an advanced forge. What I found are the forge itself and the molds for everything made in it, including the 7 blades of the mist. Karen's eyes bug and Tazuna frowns. You mean like that big blade that Zabuza guy used? Looked intimidating, sure, but was it that special? Karen answers. Each blade is at least partially sentient. They chose their wielders. Each blade also has their own special powers in a way. Zabuza's head cleaver was unbreakable because if it was broken then feeding it blood would heal the blade. It's the only one I know about though. Naruto nods. Kisami's blade sharkskin is a living weapon that shaves rather than cuts. It also eats chakra. Nuabari is the sewing needle and is perfect for shredding or tying up your opponent but is notoriously difficult to wield. It's only had 2 owners I know of. The Kiba fangs are dual short swords with similar powers to the second Hokage's blade, enhancing Raiden to an insane degree. Helmet Splitter is more of an axe with a mallet to enhance any blow made. Splash has a giant roll of exploding tags on the back that makes every blow a blast. Hiramakare can shape chakra into any solid shape depending on the will of the user. Karen smiles. You know a lot. Naruto nods. Kisame is part of Akatsuki and they are after my life, so I make it a point to learn what I can about them. I took a special interest in that because the information was in the same scroll I found Samahata's info in. Naruto turns to Tazuna. This wasn't the entrance to the forge. If anybody finds other things like this, seal them off until I or somebody I can trust can take a look. I don't want to take any risks. Make sure your men are careful. Uzumaki were seal masters and there is telling how any seals might react to somebody messing with it. Most shouldn't be a problem after so long, but be careful all the same. Tazuna nods. I'll pass the word around. Naruto taps his chin. This complicates things a bit. I will have to contact the clans and see if a team can be put together for exploration and archaeology. A Doden expert to reinforce any tunnels or caverns, a cartographer to map them out, and a sealing expert at standard journeyman level minimum in case of seals. Naruto sits down and writes out a message to Inoichi and summons Gamakichi to deliver it. Having that done, he returns to his training. Next day, Naruto was looking for Shikamaru and found him in a position he did not expect, with Tamari in his arms in a secluded area of the island. Tamari was asleep and Shikamaru staring at the clouds. Naruto sniggers. Well, this is a surprise. I thought she was too troublesome for you. It's a drag, but at least she gets my love of staring at clouds even if she tries to cut down how much I do it. Besides, Mom's been trying to set up blind dates and she's less troublesome than that. Naruto grins. This works out well for me then. Shika looks at him. What troublesome thing are you thinking now? I was thinking you two are among the smartest people I know who I can trust. I want you two handling my accounts for this project. Shikamaru nods. Sounds easy enough. Lots of time to think and look at the clouds. Can't speak for Tamari, but sounds fine to me. Tamari mumbles. I'll keep him motivated and help out. Naruto smiles. Thanks, you too. Tamari sits up. Tsunade told you Gaara is Case Cage? Naruto nods. Make sure you visit him when you get the chance. He's looking forward to it. Naruto smiles. I will. Suna is on my list of training locations after all. Even if it wasn't, I would still do it. Tamari smiles. Thanks again for helping him. He's really changed. Naruto shrugs. Just cause I'm a little cold doesn't mean I think a person can be strong on their own. Gaara just needed a reminder. A week later, it was time to leave and Naruto was holding Karen. Look after home for me, Karen, and I'll be back before you know it. Karen smiles. I will. Kurenai has offered to teach me and train me to get me on track. Naruto nods. Couldn't ask for a kinder teacher. Looking past Karen. Tayuya, look after yourself. Tayuya smirks. Make sure to kill that fucking snake when you see him and let him know I said he was a worm. Naruto grins and waves to everybody as the group set out for Kiri. Anko grins as they set out. What are you smiling about? Hehehe, Kiri has some of the best poisons. Kusa has more deadly animals, but Kiri designs and mixes their own poisons. Naruto nods. I remember the demon brothers scratched my hand when they attacked. It was poisoned, but Shinju hadn't yet finished tuning up my immune system. I'm mostly immune to poisons now, thankfully. It was a pain to do though. I was sick for weeks. Between the Chunin exams and the Sasuke retrieval mission, I was recovering. Anko cackles. So that's where you were. The whole village was convinced you were planning one of your pranks and that it was going to a big one. I was kinda disappointed when you didn't. Naruto chuckles. Maybe I'll start a tradition in Uzu where kids try their best once a year in a pranking contest. Hana giggles. That sounds like fun. Anyway, how are we getting to Kiri? Heading to the southern peninsula, then island hopping. Best way to get in unnoticed. Unless the triplets can't water walk, then I will hire a boat and wave. Hana waves him off. It's fine. They can water walk better than most Chunin and it isn't that far between the islands. Late that day they reached a village on the first island. It reminded him of how Wave used to be. This place feels sad and angry. It reminds me of Wave under Gato but feels like Konoha. Yugo's eyes are drawn to a girl about Naruto's age arguing with a merchant about the price of a fish she is selling and draws Naruto's attention to it. But last week this kind of fish fetched double that. Sorry kid, times are hard and I'm the only one who will buy from you. That's cost me business and I can't afford more. Naruto, recognizing the look in the girl's eyes, walks up to the fishmonger. You said times are hard. Why? And why do you say nobody will buy from this girl? This is, or rather was, a popular trading port, but recently monsters have been sinking our ships. As for the other matter, well, it's superstition mostly. An old story says when people around here disappear, they are taken by monsters, and if they return then they have turned into one. Many have gone missing over the years, but Isaribi here is the first to return. Naruto shakes his head. So, they demonize her simply because she came back when others didn't. You know, I know how that feels, and trust me, it hurts everybody involved. The more you treat somebody like a demon, the more they're tempted to become one to avoid the pain. Even Biju were once peaceful. Naruto looks at Isaribi and notices the bandages. Are you injured, Isaribi? No. At least nothing that can be helped with. Naruto nods, knowing she is hiding something. I want you to remember something. The difference between a human and a monster or demon is not what they look like or their abilities. It is what they choose to do. We will be in the area for a day or so if you wish to talk or ask for help with anything. Naruto walks away with the team, ignoring the look on Isaribi's face. A look of hope and sadness all at once. You want my advice, kid? Take his offer. Even if they can't help you, they obviously don't wish to hurt you either. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose. He confuses me. Seemed so cold, but his words were warm. Isaribi's eyes widen. He knows pain. As they walk into the woods, Naruto notices Anko looks distracted and uneasy. Something wrong? Anko starts. Why yeah, since we got here, I had a bad feeling. Like I've been here before and it wasn't pleasant for me. Like that pain you get in that mark? Anko nods. Worse than usual. And flashes of things I don't remember. Mouse stops and looks at Anko. Repressed memories. So, you are beginning to remember at last. Everybody looks at Mouse. My first mission in Anbu was taking out a rumored lab Orochimaru was using in this area. We never found the lab, but we found Anko knocked out and in bad shape. Almost dead. When she finally woke, she could remember nothing after leaving the leaf on what she was told was a training trip with Orochimaru. It was the first time we saw the curse mark. We could only figure what happened was so traumatic she repressed the memories. We hoped they would surface in time so we could find him, but we lost hope after many years of no signs of it happening. Then we stopped hearing the rumors out of this area and gave up. It would seem that is no longer the case. If I was to guess, the closer we get to the lab, the more Anko will remember. Tiger nods. I have a question. Naruto, in the morning we could move through several islands. You said we would stay a day or two though. Why? Isaribi. She is like me. Hana frowns. A Jinchuriki? Naruto shakes his head. No, but she hides something. Something that makes her different and that causes her pain. Pain of loneliness and isolation. I didn't lie when I said this place reminded me of Wave and Leaf. I only hope she is willing to confide in us before we must move on. That night Isaribi was conflicted. Amachi said he could cure her if she repaid him for the research, but he did this to her. If she went to these people, she might be accepted and maybe cured, but Amachi would cut her off. Should she risk that? Why did she feel like this boy knew her pain? She remembers his eyes. A cold blue like the ocean. Beautiful, but the things hidden beneath were both beautiful and frightening. She shivered. Now she felt like he knew worse than she did, but it still confused her. Maybe I can ask him. Next day, Naruto decided to take some time to relax on the beach. Shinju had told him too much training would hurt more than help even with him, so he decided now was the time. Fate seems to like him, as the beach he was napping on happened to be where Isaribi lived. Even dozing in the sun, he felt her coming. Her chakra felt different. Lots of water, but that's not what had him curious. It was the inhuman feeling that came with it. Hello, Isaribi. She jumps. How did you know it was me? Naruto shrugs. Live in a ninja village and in constant fear you pick up some tricks. I can sense chakra and yours is unique. So, you're a ninja? I'm not sure if that term fits me anymore. Is a ninja who has been banished still a ninja? Even if he is trying to start his own village? Smirking, she sits by him. Our actions make us what we are. Does that not extend to a ninja as well as monsters and humans? Naruto chuckles. So that's how it feels. Isaribi looks him in the eyes to see amusement. What? Originally I came from Konoha. One of the few who was kind to me was the third Hokage. Though I knew it was always for the good of the village with him, that was his duty, and he was kind to me. Sometimes he would say something, and later when he was going against his own advice, I would remind him, and he would chuckle. I never knew why until now. Isaribi smiles. Why do I get the feeling this story has more to it? That you hide more pain than I do? There is a reason I mentioned the Biju yesterday. I know more about them than anybody alive. Naruto takes off his shirt, causing her to blush. He then channels his chakra, causing a seal to appear on his stomach, and her eyes widen. Jade Jinchuriki, which one do you hold? Naruto smirks. Ah, now that's a complicated question. If you asked most in Konoha, they would say the 9 tails, but that's not entirely accurate anymore. Isaribi looks at him, asking a silent question, and Naruto tells her of his life and the god within. By the end she is silent in contemplation. Truly he has lived pain far worse than mine. Maybe. Making up her mind, Isaribi stands and unwinds her bandages to show the scales on her skin. Then walking to the water, she steps in and changes her form. She looks like a bizarre hybrid between fish and human. Looking at Naruto, hoping he doesn't reject her, she sees sadness. You have it so much worse than I do. For me, the only outward sign of what I am is these whiskers and the fangs. Easily hidden, but you wear your pain on your skin. Naruto smiles kindly. You don't need to worry about rejection from me, Isaribi. Tell me, how did this happen? A lab on a nearby island. A man is there named Amachi. He used to work for a leaf nin named Orochimaru, researching bloodlines and jutsu. He kidnapped many villagers for his experiments. Most either died or became mindless monsters. But I adapted. I remain human in mind and can even force the change back mostly, but there is always some left. He promised he could fix me, but it would be costly. That explains the guilt in your eyes. You are the one attacking ships. How long has he had you doing this? Has he done anything that would strike you as looking for a cure? Shaking her head. Years. And, no. I hold hope because it's all I have. We have a medic ninja in our team who could look at you. If this Amachi can help you, then she should at least be able to tell what exactly this is. Naruto smirks and looks back to the tree line. Isn't that right, Hana? Hana blushes and rubs her arm sheepishly as she walks out of the trees. Ahihihihi, sorry Naruto. Didn't mean to pry, I was just walking by when you took off your shirt and you got distracted. It's fine, Hana. I kinda figured Kiba wasn't the only horn dog in your family. Hana giggles. If only you knew our mom. Now Isaribi, would you allow me to take a look at you? Isaribi shakes nervously. Why do I smell dogs? Naruto frowns at her fear. Dogs frighten you? I like dogs, but for some reason they don't like me. And one time the villagers set some loose on me. Naruto nods understanding. You can smell dogs because Hana here is of the Inuzuka clan. They have a close bond with their partners. Ninja hounds of special breeds. Speaking of which, where are the triplets? Hana pouts. They went back to the cabin laughing at my drooling. Isaribi giggles. Stepping out of the water, the transformation recedes and she stands before Hana and nods. Hana uses a medical jutsu to scan her to find out what's been done to her. It takes a while, but Hana frowns afterwards and Isaribi is worried. What is it? It's a bloodline as far as I can see. One that lay dormant. Dormant? Hana shakes her head and answers. New bloodlines pop up all the time. Usually lying dormant in a family or villager of people close to each other for years or decades before manifesting. It's best to let this happen naturally, as forcing it can cause negative effects. It seems what has been done here is the bloodline has been forcibly activated and fused with her cells before she was ready for it. Based on what she said, the older generation all mutated fully and lost their minds. This means that more than likely later in life you might have activated it naturally, but in them it was fully dormant. If you didn't, then likely your children would. Good news is with time, training and a little luck you might gain full control, but there is no way to know for sure, and what has been done to you is permanent. There is no curing it because it was always there. How would I train it? Naruto smiles. You already have been Isaribi, though not in the best way. By using your abilities, you become more used to them and they settle in you. They come more easily. I am guessing the transformation was difficult and maybe painful at first? She nods. And not now? Shaking her head. Can you walk on water? I can, but I always preferred to swim. Naruto motions for her to follow him out onto the water. Once standing out a ways, Naruto shows her the bird hand sign. Hold this hand sign and close your eyes. Feel the water around you as you stand here. Isaribi decides to follow his lead and does as instructed. Try to move it around a little. It takes a few minutes, but Naruto notices a ripple below them and smiles. Good. Now try feeling inside yourself for a similar energy. It should feel like the water but at the same time different. I feel it. What is it? Keep a watch on it. Now I want you to try transforming into your aquatic form. Frowning, Isaribi does so and gasps at what she notices. I thought so. What is it? It's your bloodline. I didn't know what I was sensing at first, but what Hana said about you got me thinking. Okay, now I want you to keep an eye on that energy and change the flow. Try to force it down. Slowly and carefully. As she does so, Naruto grins. Opening her eyes, she is confused. What? Naruto points down and she looks at her reflection in the water and gasps. It's gone. I'm normal. Isaribi jumps at Naruto and hugs him for everything she is worth. Tears in her eyes, she thanks him over and over. As she separates herself, she suddenly feels weak and Naruto has to help her back to land. As they reach the shore, Hana rushes to examine her. What happened? Naruto smirked. Backlash. I asked Kakashi about the Sharingan once and he said the Mangekyo has a major backlash when it's first activated, often knocking the person out for a few hours. Her bloodline has been at least partially active for years, draining her reserves a little constantly, and she never deactivated it, so the backlash was a little worse. She'll have a headache when she wakes, but now, she can control it. When I said to train it, I meant years. How did you do it? She's been doing it by instinct all along. When she transforms, she just couldn't fully control it because she didn't know how. I taught her how to feel her own power and observe how it reacts when she changes. After that, it was a case of taking that feeling further. Hana shakes her head. Only you, Naruto. Looking at Isaribi, Naruto smiles. Go back to the others and tell them what happened. I will wait till she wakes and see if she is willing to point us to this lab in Amachi. I suspect he has answers for Anko. Hana nods and walks away, not noticing the small smile on Isaribi's face. Isaribi woke as the sun started to set with a bad headache, just as he said. You wa hapnd? You suffered backlash from your bloodline deactivating the first time. It happens with some, though it will get better the more you use it. Next time you might suffer some pain and dizziness for a moment before it fades. Slowly Isaribi nods. So, it wasn't a dream? I can control it now? Yep. With practice you will do it without a hand sign and more easily. She smiles. I must be honest with you, Isaribi. I didn't do this entirely selflessly. I won't force you, of course, if you don't want to talk, but I need to know. Where is this lab Amachi is using? Shaking her head. I will tell you, but why do you need to know? A dear friend of mine has suffered a life much like mine because of her sensei. You know him, Orochimaru. He did something to her in a lab somewhere around here years ago and she doesn't remember much about it. But we need to find answers. Isaribi frowns a moment before her eyes widen. The lady with purple hair and fishnet shirt. Her name isn't Anko, is it? Naruto frowns and nods at her. You know Anko? I almost didn't recognize her. She was my only friend in that place. They told me she died. Ran away and drowned in the sea. She doesn't remember? Naruto shakes her head. Whatever happened to her was traumatic enough, she repressed the memories. She gets painful flashes since we got here and fragments, but it's a blur. Think you could help? If you were island hopping to Kiri, I would think you would go north then east, but if you go south instead you come to another island. That's the place. Can I see Anko, please? Sure, come on. I made a cabin nearby. 10 minutes later they arrived at a large house that looked grown rather than made, and Isaribi was confused. Seeing her, Naruto smirks. You're not the only one with a special talent. Isaribi made a face like oh and followed him inside. Anko, you have a visitor. Looking up from her dango, Anko raises an eyebrow. The girl from yesterday. Isaribi, right? Whatcha need? You really don't remember me, do you, Anko? She smiles sadly and sheds a tear. Well, I suppose it doesn't matter, I only wanted to thank you. For what? Have we met? Nodding, she steps closer and hugs Anko, making her frown. You were my only friend in that lab years ago. They said you were dead, and it broke my heart, but I always thought they were wrong. I'm glad that you lived. Even if you don't remember me. Anko suddenly has a flashing memory much clearer than before and her eyes widen. Ribi. Anko suddenly falls to the floor in pain, gripping her head and screaming. Mouse moves to her side and examines her. Naruto helped me hold her down and make a bit for her to bite, so she doesn't bite her tongue. Naruto does as ordered. 20 minutes later Anko spits out the bit and calms down. Fuck. Sorry. What happened, Anko? You said it was a repressed memory, but it wasn't. It was sealed. That bastard manipulated me again. Sealed my memory and altered it. He didn't abandon me because I lacked spine, as he said he did it because he wanted to see how I would turn out on my own without him around to influence me. I was a free-rein lab rat for him. Fucking bastard. Seeing Isaribi there, Anko jumps up and hugs her tightly with a big grin on her face. Ribi, I'm sorry you were alone here so long. Isaribi smiles and returns the hug. It's okay, Anko. It all worked out in the end. Isaribi smirks. Remember Amachi? Would you like to get back at him, Anko? He's here? She nods. I'm supposed to attack another ship tomorrow morning and deliver the cargo to him. He will be expecting me. No reason you and Naruto here can't sneak in. Oh, I owe him some payback. Smirking at each other, they spent hours plotting and planning before finally resting the night. That's all for now. If you enjoy, then please like, share and do comments.